Glad I'm amongst family right now. Look to the sky, hope is on the way. I know you see love is on display. He has defeated the darkness, making a way for his goodness. Walk in the light, chasing fears away. Come and take a look at what he's done. Yeah. Turn my mourning into dance. Turn my songs into joy. Turn my songs into joy. Gave me strength for my weakness. He did it.
Any point during training camp that especially all people especially come to for?
You say what?
Just all especially that's all come for, especially within training camp.
Man, what?
All people especially push me, that's something you see.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what the hell you just said. You said that's a part of training camp. Did what?
As everyone's out here, you guys are with the Falcons. You guys are here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is there any point especially they come forward is that something you used to look at?
Say that again?
Just have everyone come around, especially for you, is that especially come forward, especially you do look at?
Say that one more time?
Just all come around, especially that's kind of something especially for just with that training camp?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys been on the road for quite a while. What's the energy been like and how are you feeling specifically?
Man, the energy's been up, man. It's just, it's a good time, when you go on the road with your team, you get to vibe with the guys, outside of, practice and stuff.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's gonna be all right. It's not gonna be this difficult forever, I promise you. And I know that's cliche to say, and you probably don't even want to hear that right now, but you need to hear it right now, so I'm gonna say it. This is my mouth. I can say what I want. But you just keep going, you understand? Because giving up is not an option. Regardless of how you're feeling right now, you gotta trust that you are capable of getting through whatever life throws at you because you are. I know it's hard, but you got this.
Watch it again. And unfortunately, an RKO. Oh my God! And his name is John Zeke. Every man for himself. Oh, what is wrong with the pedigree? Oh, what a knee. His name is John Zeke. Unbelievable resurrection for the Undertaker. Straight out the
the finishing touches on this match.
Oh my God! Straight out the
But a Lesnar who's fading away. Brock Lesnar is fading away.
Roman Reigns. Oh, RKO by Orton. Monday, every man for himself. Roman Reigns. Oh, RKO by Orton. And Roman Reigns. Oh, RKO by Orton. Unbelievable resurrection for the Undertaker.
Welcome to Eden. So let us make man just like us, strong like us, wise like us. Let us make man beautiful like us, and let us make him immortal, just like us. And when they ask you, whose man's is this? Tell them, that's my creation, and his name is Adam. Now, Adam, breathe. Look around. Look around. And welcome to Eden. Hey, come on. Come on, come on. You're my man, break 'em off. Welcome to Eden, the vibe is love. Everything God created defines as love. Yo, you here now, so
Can I get a green light? I want everything you promised me, Lord. Sometimes it seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? Wanna be right? So I'm moving out your green light. Say, can I get a green light? How y'all doing, huh? Where you at, huh? Can I get a green light? If you waiting on the Lord, God, you take a man's word. What you say, huh? Yo, say.
Can I get a green light?
See, I want everything.
I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems like
It's taking way too long.
seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide.
Should I stay? Should I move on?
Should I move on? Wanna be right.
So I don't move.
I'll move like a green
Yo,
light.
see.
Can I get a green light?
How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh?
Can I get a green light?
And if you're waiting on the Lord, God, you take a man's word. What you say, huh?
Can I get a green light?
Bring the whole world jumping.
Can I get a green light?
What I'm feeling, doing nonsense.
Can I get a green light?
I said a one, but till I hear you saying something. But I wonder.
Can I get a green light?
Okay, I feel you. If you really into that thing, see the script. Everybody, soprano set. Everybody say it one time.
Yeah, hold that. They claim they want that soul back. Got nothing to hold back. Take you to the throwback. So that you know that we gon' take the toll back. There's a difference between being seasoned and acting like an old cat. Old heads know that it all comes back around like trying to recapture the moment with a Kodak. The Polaroid is instant. Hoping you don't miss it. Cause most of us been different. I tell you what it isn't about. The amount in the bank account. I'm just trying to figure out if I can make it through, but try to thinking out loud. Pay attention, cause he gives grace to the humble at the same time he humbles the proud. Wow, 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 yeah, wow. Come on, I just don't wanna become what I hate. Cause it ain't all about getting your pay up. Let's go. Cause only Christ came down to save us. You know he saved us. I said I just don't wanna become what I hate. Cause it ain't all about getting your way. Cause only Christ came down to save us. He saved us. He did something for me I could never do for myself. And because of that, every single day the movement is felt. I learned in life there's some things that are worse than losing your wealth, like losing your health or losing yourself. But we don't hear it though. We just wanna live this life to see the next scenario. Keep a view that's aerial until we meet our burial. Till then life will ebb and flow. I just want my very own plot of land. But I know my life's in the potter's hands, so I don't need an autograph from any single artisan. I don't need to worship man, cause I know that the heart is sin. Full beyond measure. Once I stopped chasing pleasure, then I felt less pressure from Odessa down to Mecca. See, he controls the weather and my effort keeps me fresher. But that ain't the measurement that I use for my own betterment. Cause righteousness is heaven sent, meaning that it's all by grace. So by him, that is all I pray. Come on, I just don't wanna become what I hate. Cause it ain't all about getting your pay up. Let's go. Cause only Christ came down to save us. You know he saved us. I said I just don't wanna become what I hate. Cause it ain't all about getting your way. Cause only Christ came down to save us. He saved us. Come on. That's honey.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning to y'all. Y'all doing all right? Oh, turn my light up a little bit. Hey, there we go. Hey, that beat is vibey, baby. Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning to you. Happy Thursday morning. Hope everybody's doing all right on this terrific Thursday. I can't call it terrific Thursday because we said terrific Tuesday, so I gotta say terrific Thursday. Shout out to everybody, every lock star. Glad to see y'all here. Glad y'all woke up early this morning and y'all decided to spend your morning with me, your host, Zeke Lock. I'm just honored. I'm just so pleased. Oh my God, I'm privileged to have y'all here this morning. I hope everybody's doing all right. Hope y'all slept well, had a good night. Of course, this is a great way to start your day. I say it every day because, like I say all the time, it's been true every day. And so I always feel a little bit better when we get off of here. And I appreciate all of y'all. Now, hopefully today, I'm not going to go into a whole sneezing bout and all that like I did yesterday. Yesterday was wild. Man, I was sneezing and allergies and stuff all day yesterday. So much to the effect, you can't see it, hopefully, but I got this thing where, and I don't know if anybody else gets this, where you get like cold sores or fever blisters. Yeah. So all my life, I've always gotten them, and they always come like right on the front of my nose, bro. Like always right on the front of my nose. Like it's never, some people get them on their lip, and some people get them, on their nose. And so I'm one of the people that gets them on their nose, and it's never something pretty. It's never just like a little thing that's like tucked away. There's always like, so anyways, I'm dealing with that. So like even blowing my nose feels like, I feel like somebody stabbed me with a bunch of little knives or something like that. So that's been me. So I was kind of tossing and turning, and then finally I got some sleep, but I've been doped up on medicine. So I feel the sneezing and stuff, but today we're going to pray that it's going to be okay. And look at that. I just rhyme naturally, y'all. I'm a natural rhymer, apparently. Today we'll pray it'll be okay. I wasn't planning that. I just said that. It just came out. It just comes out of me. It's above me. It's above me now. Anyways, so y'all keep me in prayer, and I'm keeping everybody who's dealing with allergy issues, especially this time of year. I'm keeping y'all lifted in prayer because I feel you. I am you. I am you. I feel you. The allergies are ridiculous. Anyways, y'all are here with us. Of course, y'all can feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go ahead and, subscribe to us over on the YouTube side. That's the name right there, ZekeLive. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're watching the better way because YouTube is a little more stable than Facebook has been. But you can still follow us on Facebook. Of course, there's the profile name. The page name, ZekeLive. Profile is just reversed, Locke'd Zeke. So you can find us on either of those. You can like, follow, share, subscribe, tag somebody, do whatever you got to do. Just do the stuff because we're all a family here, the Lockstar family. And Lockstar family, we got a good episode lined up today, man. A good episode today. But I do want to at least get this out real quick before I give the lineup to the episode. Healing Voices, y'all know we do that over at my spot, APC Morgan Park. And we do that every second and fourth Thursday. This is postponed for today. This is not the right flyer. Oh, my God. I'm being these flyers. There's supposed to be one that has the postponed sign across it. So it's not going on tonight. Unfortunately, there is a funeral that is happening tonight. And so prayers out to the Jordan family. But that of course, displaced us doing Healing Voices. So that's not going on tonight. So if you had that in your plans for any reason, it's not going on. There's a funeral musical situation that's happening for Mother Jordan. So yes, that is happening. And then on the second, the second Healing Voices, but the fourth Thursday, that one, we got some other anniversary stuff. So that one was going to be canceled anyways. We'd already said that. But that means as a result, since tonight is being canceled, we're bringing back Healing Voices the second Thursday in October. So look for more announcements around that if you want to get that going, if you want to be a part of that. But I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that. Just note that it is postponed. It's not happening tonight. If you show up tonight, you'll end up at a musical for a great Mother of the Kingdom. So Mother Jordan. So and which is okay. I'm just saying it won't be Healing Voices. That's all I'm saying. You won't be coming to Healing Voices. So you're more than welcome to come to the musical. But it ain't gonna be Healing Voices. So all right, wanted to at least get you to know that. Listen, y'all, we got a good episode today. Of course, this is a great way to start your day. And today, I want to definitely get into some of these good topics that we have in front of us. And y'all know me, I'm always bringing this biblical edge or whatever. But of course, all greetings and everything. At 8:00, we're going to come in and do our morning shoutouts and affirmations. So if you haven't done so already, please do me a favor and say good morning. Let us all know that you're here. And we have a tradition over here. We call it naming the day or our affirmations. So go ahead and name the day. You might want to call it Think About It Thursday. You might want to call it Throw Some Money in My Bag Thursday. I don't know. Whatever you call it. It's Thursday. Name the day. Something that's affirming. We take that with us and it means something to us. So go ahead and name the day if you haven't done so already. And then let's see here. That's at 8:00. So make sure you get that in. Then at 8:30, we'll be back around about 8:30, 8:35. And I don't know. Have y'all ever just studied something in scripture and that study just kind of changed your whole perspective on something? Yeah, so y'all get to kind of see where I am in I haven't done that in a while. See where I am just in my scripture studies, because I just came up on something that just blew my mind. And I'm just going to just say it is. I haven't really worked it all the way out, but y'all know that's what we do live in the morning. So it's a story about the widow's mite. And it just changed. Something just changed my perspective in that story. And so I'll talk about that at 8:30. Then at 9 o'clock, we got Eric. He's going to stop in with us today. He's supposed to. Now, y'all know he out of town working. So if he has to stop, if he stops in and he can't stay long, y'all know what's going on. He's working. He's doing what he's doing. He's traveling. So we keep him in prayer. But at 9 o'clock, he'll be here. And we're going to talk about all this stuff that's going on right now in the, I'm going to just call it the news world, but I'm going to call it the political world. So the Charlie Kirk, y'all know Charlie Kirk has been unalived as of yesterday. That sounds so disingenuous to say it that way. Unalived. I hate that word. But freaking algorithms. Of course, more stuff on ICE raids here in Chicago. Knowing your rights. A lot of the work and stuff that I do and I'm involved in, there's been a lot of push about knowing your rights. So we'll talk about all that stuff. The National Guard presence, of course. And then maybe even a little bit about this Venezuelan boat incident. I don't know if y'all heard about that. The boat that got blew up in international waters in the Caribbean. But yeah, we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. Then at 9:30, we'll do a reflection. It's 24 years after 9/11. Today is 9/11. So this is 24 years after the 9/11 incident, of course, in New York. So, we'll do some talking about that at 9:30. And I'd love to hear your comments at that time about if you remember where you were and what you were doing, all of that. That was obviously a big move for millennials, a big moment in our life, a big moment in our history and our formative years. And so, yeah, we'll talk about all of those things, all of that stuff today on the show. And then, of course, we'll wrap up and get up out of here by 10 o'clock, 10:05. That's the goal. That's the goal. Of course, we're live every morning, 7:30 to 10 a.m., where we film in front of a live studio audience, or we don't really do that. We just do it live in front of a online Lockstar family audience. And so we're filming all this stuff. And y'all, I just thank y'all for being in here. I really do. If I could just stop right there for a minute and just say how much I really do appreciate you guys for, just your I don't know what I just did. I just did something wrong. Anyway, I have no idea what I just did with the music. I just clicked the button and it went away. That's all right. I was trying to change the song anyways. How about that? Anyways, I just want to pause a minute and just tell y'all, thank y'all so much for getting up every morning and locking in with us. It's always a privilege. It's an honor. I love your comments. I love the way you guys go back and forth with us. I really do. I really, really do. And now, as we're kind of like in September, one of the things that we're doing now, and I'm just giving y'all a little bit of behind the scenes. I've talked about it a little bit here and there, but one of the things that we're doing now is working on the platforms necessary in order to chop this stuff up. And taking these episodes and things and turning them into an actual podcast, something that you can go and get on your Spotify and your Apple Music and whatever other podcasting platforms that are out there. I know I listen to like Apple Podcasts and Apple Music and all that. That's typically where I'm listening to stuff at. But, wherever you listen to music, of course, it'd be chopped up and it'll be on YouTube as well, if that's your go-to. Of course, y'all are watching it live as it actually happens, but we'll chop it up and all that. So there's different platforms that will help make that way necessary. And of course, hopefully we'll, by this time, by the top of the year, hopefully the beginning parts of the year, we'll be able, or within the winter, be able to get some kind of an editor to help out with that, because it's a lot of work, y'all. As y'all see, we're doing 2.5 hours every day, and I just gotta give. If you sometimes you have to encourage yourself. I'm gonna give my own self a pat. Sometimes you gotta pat your own self on the back, like they said. So 2.5 hours every morning, first thing in the morning, is not an easy feat. I'm gonna tell y'all that for real. If anybody has ever done any kind of live stream, podcast, anything else like that, most people clunk out after about 30 minutes, we're doing 5 times that. I mean, some people can go an hour if they can stretch it, and we're doing 2.5 times that. So I mean, we be on here yapping, boy, every morning. And I don't think that we doing just whack content. I think we saying good stuff. I think we're doing good stuff, you know. So shout out to me. But real talk, no. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the people who get up every morning. Eric, Richard, Rhonda. They get up, they get on here, they help me host it, they help me come up with content, conversations, all of that stuff. Shout out to all the Lock Stars. Y'all help drive the conversation. I just, you know, it's an appreciation that I'm showing right now because, like I said, it's not an easy feat to do 2 hours first thing in the morning every weekday morning. And I'm not saying that in a place of I hope you're not hearing a complaint in there. It's definitely by no stretch is this a complaint. This is just calling out a reality that, you know, we're doing something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people can't do. And we're doing it. And I think that my team is doing it well. And so we're trying to grow it. We're trying to get the most out of it that we can. So, you know, instead of going back at nighttime filming a podcast, we'll film it in the morning because we're already live in the morning, and we get the added benefit of filming it in front of an audience that's watching us live, an audience that hopefully loves us, the Lock Stars. I think y'all love us. I think y'all do. Y'all be saying love you. Y'all be saying it. I ain't got no choice but to believe it. I have no other choice but to believe. Yeah, that's all I can do. So anyways, yeah, so I appreciate y'all, but that's kind of what we're doing with this show, you know, as it's going on. But, you know, it gives me a chance in the morning time to kind of hash out different ideas, different stuff that I'm thinking through, different stuff I'm thinking about, different stuff that's going on in the world around us. I mean, just it gives us the real opportunity to do all of that. And so, you know, we just want to grow it. We want to see it grow. We want to see it get bigger. We want to see it get better. You know, so, you know, obviously I will say this much. If there's ever a time where you want to submit things like songs, music, we got songs that have been submitted. I told y'all I've grown really fond of, you know, Eric is usually one kind of choosing out the songs and stuff. He's done a lot of the choice of songs, but Lock Stars have suggested songs. We got one that's in a few that's in rotation, of course, that were from artists, a bunch that are in rotation that were submissions from the actual artists themselves. We got ones that are in submission from Lock Stars who were like, yo, add this to your rotation. You know, like my man, I told y'all, my man Smith. Shout out to Smith, Smith and Bianca. They welcomed their bundle of joy the other day. I think I said that the other day, but shout out to them. But, you know, he sent me something one day, was like, yo, add this to your rotation. I was like, yo, this is dope. We added it to the rotation. So I'm saying, you know, Lock Stars, y'all can send an email to ZekeLive730@gmail.com if you got song suggestions, idea suggestions, all of that. I actually owe somebody a call back. They tried to call me while my wife was in the hospital, and I've just been all over the place since then. And I still look at this. I was just saying Smith's name. Look at that. Look at that. Yo. I know we're gonna get into the morning shout outs in a minute. I just saw that. I was just talking about you. I don't know if you heard me talk about it. I don't know if he's still here. But yes. But we will you know, if you got song suggestions, idea suggestions, all that, send it to us, and you know, we'll try to hit it. We'll try to get it, you know, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's the show lineup for today. That's my thoughts and my heart at y'all, just to tell y'all thank you for just being part of the Lockstar family and being part of what we do. I guess I can go ahead and just make this announcement since I'm here. I'll make this a few more times today, and tomorrow we'll push it as well. But y'all know that I am doing a show on Saturday right there, the spiritual fusion of gospel and jazz. Well, I'm not doing the show. I'm performing at it. So it's the second annual concert. It's out in the park, Meadows Park in Lord have mercy, in Bronzeville. So yeah, come on through, check me out. Check me, I be me. I got some singers singing with me. We gonna do the thing. ZekeLive New X, we out here, baby. So come on, check us out. I got a set that's going on. My set time is right around 2:00, if I'm not mistaken. So if nothing else, come on out around about 2:00. I'm doing about, I think they said 30 or 40 minutes. It's one of those. But anyways, I'm up there for a period of time. So if you got a minute between about 2:00 and 3:00, come on through out to Bronzeville and come check that out. And also, there's gonna be other great artists and other things out there. They said they got food, games, all those kinds of things. I think they said prizes on there. I don't know. Food, games, and more. So y'all know. There you go. So come on out if you ain't got nothing else going on this Saturday. It's supposed to be a nice day here in Chicago. Now, mind you, that's Bronzeville in Chicago. It's supposed to be a nice day. It's supposed to be a warm day. The upper 80s, maybe even the lower 90s. So sinuses, here they go. But that's all right. Watch us pull through. Watch us get through. Watch us do the thing. Watch us do the do. See, the rhymes just flow out of me. They just flow out of me. It's just natural at this point. Yes. So anyways, we are going to, I'm trying to look for something here. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else I need to kind of bring up. Nope, that's all good. We're all good. So we're going to get ready to do our morning shout outs in a little bit here after a music break. We'll take a music break. But after that music break, like I said, we'll do our morning shout out. So if you haven't said good morning, please say good morning. Please say what's up. And then, but here's the one, please name the day. Help us affirm the day as a good day. So for me, I'm calling it, hold on, I got sound effects now. I was about to grab my tambourine, but I got sound effects. For me today, I'm just calling it throw some money in my bag Thursday. Throw it in the bag Thursday. That's what I'm calling it. Yeah, throw some money in my bag Thursday because, yeah. We all out here, and I don't think anybody will turn down a little bit of extra. So I don't think anybody, I don't know, unless you just got it like that. I've been watching this guy, Damon Darling. I don't know if you ever seen, he's a comedian, Damon Darling, and he goes around like pranking people. He be like, hey, but you got $1? He's the guy, got $1 guy, right? He'd be like, you got $1? And he always looks homeless or something. And he'll ask somebody, you got $1? And they'll be like, no, I don't got no dollar, because they don't want to give him $1. So then since they'll say no, he'll pull out a wad of cash and rip off $1 and pop it to him and give it to him. And they'll be like, no, I don't want your $1. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were poor. Like, cracks me up every time. Then he'd be at the grocery store buying people's groceries. I don't even know what I forgot what even just made me go down that route. But, oh yeah, because I said we could all use a little bit of extra money. We could all use a little extra money except those people who be on Damon Darling. They always turning down the extra $1 because all you got to do is pull that $1 out. I'd be like, thank you. Pop that bad boy in my pocket because we could all use a little bit of extra. But, but yeah. So throw it in my bag Thursday. Throw some money in my bag Thursday. And if you I take all forms of I'm gonna start going out there and panhandling or something like that. And some of them cats be making bank. Like some of them cats be making bank. Anyways, let's get on through with it. Let's get on through to the show. We'll go and do our morning shout outs and all that kind of good stuff in a moment here. But for right now, let's play a little bit of how about this? Let's play CP the Genius and let's play E-Man. I think that's a good transition to go into our morning shout outs. Like I said, if you haven't named the day, go ahead and name the day. Go ahead and let us know what this day is for you. Until then, we'll be right back with morning shout outs. Enjoy it. CP the Genius and E-Man.
No, I never did love, just a pastime. Told myself the last time was the last time. So tell me why. I know that I'm safe for all alone, but when I'm with you, I lose control. And I'm not new to heartbreak, babe, but that's a risk we all gon' take. Cause the vibe's just right. Thought I'd never fall in love again, but I just might. Cause the vibe's just right. Thought I'd never fall in love again, but I just might. It's risky, and I know it. Once we get to go and we can't stop, feel like a locomotive. A runaway train out of control, and this could be unforgettable. I'm hoping we don't get off track, cause it's gonna be a long way back.
morning, I'm blessed, I'm still here. Commanding my day and speak to it through prayer. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day. Some people wait until something happens, then they start praying that it isn't so. What if you did things different? Can you imagine the favor that follows wherever you go? My prayer is not based on my day now. My day is based on my prayer. By grace, He has everything I say now. He is good. My prayer is not based on my day now. My day is based on my prayer. So even if it doesn't go my way now, He is good. He is good. He is good. He is good. Wake up in the morning, I'm blessed, I'm still here. Commanding my day and speak to it through prayer. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day.
I put my foolish pride aside in acknowledgement of your goodness. Everything is the Lord's in the earth in its fullness. Was deaf to the voice from the pulpit. Straighten up my mind from the thoughts that were crooked. Isolated from the shame, totally dependent on self. Now I abide in your shadow, in your presence I dwell. Deserved to fall, but was caught before I fell. Was so hard-headed, too stubborn to ask for help. Unworthy of your grace, begging you for lighter lords. Till I met a single mother in survival mode. Made me reject all the lies that I've been told, and made me reflect on the codes that I uphold. I'm a leader. Hey Drizzle, thank you for the feature. Exposing the manipulation of the great deceiver, ain't no preacher. And I ain't perfect either. Following instructions, edify all my believers, Mario.
Wake up in the morning, I'm blessed, I'm still here. Commanding my day and speak to it through prayer. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day. He's the God of my day, God of my day, God of my day. He's the God of my day.
Yeah, He's the God of my day, the God of my day. He's the God of my day. I like that song. I like that song. Hey, y'all. Shout outs. Let's do some morning affirmations. Of course, that was E-Man with God of my day. And before that was CP the Genius, one of our lock stars and one of our friend of the show. We, of course, are going to have him on the show. We were waiting for Rhonda to get better, so now we got to just reschedule that as we're kind of getting into our new format. So y'all be looking out for that. We were waiting for Rhonda to get back. We were going to have him on, but it was like the week Rhonda had surgery, and we knew she was going to us all out. We would have had that man on this show, and she wasn't here. So we decided to err on the side of caution, and we did not have him on that time. So that's what happened with that interview. That's what happened there. Rhonda's a fan. So, we look out for ours. Let's do some morning shout outs. I'm excited to be here with y'all. I'm excited to have some shout outs. Now, I've been looking for this. It took me to go full screen to just, I was like, what is that? The lotion I was looking for just a minute ago. Been over there the whole time. All right. Shout out to changing the screen orientation. All right, y'all. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Morning shout out. Who has the first comment of the day? Who is the first comment of the day? Y'all look who it is. It's my man's DJ Red, Marcus Johnson. There he is right there. Good morning, blessed people. And that's always worth a remembrance, should I say. So remember that you are blessed. Y'all, you are blessed. You are blessed, even if it don't look like it. Even if you don't feel like it, you are blessed. You are blessed. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and turn the comments on right there on the bottom right corner of the screen. So if you're watching, you can see your comments start to scroll up as you leave them. Let's see here. What does DJ Red say for us today? I gotta get my gong ready. He says it's Thankful Thursday. Thankful Thursday. I love that. He says thank God for another year of marriage. That's right. It's DJ Red and Jamaica's anniversary. I forgot about that. It's y'all's anniversary. It's Tay's birthday. I forgot about that. Happy anniversary. Y'all go wish DJ Red and Jamaica Lachey happy anniversary. They got married, what are y'all, 6 years in now? 5 years, something like that? 4 or 5 years? What 4 to 6 years, something like that. But I was there at the wedding. I remember that. Oh, man. I totally forgot about that. So, yes. Happy anniversary. Another year of marriage. He says, be thankful knowing you are blessed. Tune in to ZekeLive in the morning. Like, share, subscribe. And one of my favorite things, you got this. So go ahead and lock in. And there it is. He says it's been 4 years. This showed up on the bottom right there. You see that? A little small, but it's there. Yeah, he said 4 years of marriage. So y'all, they veterans at this point now. So y'all go wish them a happy anniversary. I did not even think about that. Yes. Happy anniversary, y'all. Let's see here. Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. All right. Mama, there she is right there. Y'all give it up for Mama, Mrs. KT Rideout. That's Eric's mama, and y'all already know how I feel about the mamas of the show. So y'all go show her some love. She's saying good morning in her signature way. Good morning, everybody. And I say it like that all the time. That's my way of doing it. Good morning, everybody. You gotta just, you gotta stress it out. It's for everybody. So good morning to everybody from Mrs. Johnny Rideout. That's Eric's mama, so y'all go show her some love. Let's see who else we got in here this morning. Oh, look, y'all, I left a comment because apparently I'm back on my Facebook page. There we go, and I think I'm live on my profile this morning. I think. I can't guarantee. I haven't checked. I'm just going off of what StreamYard told me. They told me I was there. So if you're watching on Facebook, I think that, well, if you're watching on Facebook, then that answers the question right there. If you're watching on Facebook, that answers the question in and of itself. So, yeah, that answers the question in and of itself. So, yeah, but I'm glad to at least be back over there and see this stuff kind of maybe working out again. So that's cool. All right. Cool. Let's see here. Of course, we're on Twitch as well. I say it all the time. I don't know nothing about Twitch, and I have no desire to really go learn. So we there, and we'll be there as long as we there. I don't have a desire right now to go learn, but somebody else can come in and teach me how to do it. Or they just do it for me, and I'm okay. We'll be all right. But we are there, so if you're on Twitch, Discord, all that stuff, then boom, there you have it. Let's see here. Rhonda on the Rocks. We were just talking about her. Good morning to Miss Rhonda on the Rocks. And you got to say her name right. You got to say Rhonda. Yes. Shout out to Miss Rhonda on the Rocks. And, of course, her podcast. Such an amazing podcast that she has. So if you're not subscribed yet, you can go and subscribe to that. Become a rock star. Over here, you're a lock star automatically. When you go to her page, you'll be a rock star. So I say you bring the day in with me, you can close the night out with her. That's the energy right there, man. And I love it. So shout out to Miss Rhonda on the Rocks. We love you, girl. And I think she'll be with us tomorrow, I think, depending on schedules. Yeah. So there she is right there. And then look who else we got on the Facebook side. So I guess we are on Facebook. I guess we on the Facebook. I guess so. Because here's Brony Cat on Facebook side today. So shout out to Miss Brony Cat, or Abronia Scott, as you see it right there. That's a name. But y'all know her from YouTube as Brony Cat 1. Anyway, say good morning, Lock Stars, and have a great Transformation Thursday. Where's my gong? There it is right there. A great Transformation Thursday. Thank you for that reminder. You can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can definitely transform today. And you still got the rest of the week. You still got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday left. So you still got time for transformation. But here's the one that I love right here. Of course, the church lady, the church announcement. Welcome to ZekeLive in the morning with your host, Zeke Lock, and the co-host, Eric, Rich, Rhonda. Grab your cup. Let's get into this conversation. Looking forward to hearing different perspective on the widow's mite. Yes, Okay, so yes. When we get back at 8:30, we're going to dive into that conversation. And it's just a perspective that might not quite line. In fact, I ain't going to say it might not quite line up with other perspectives. It's actually a little bit opposite to ways that I've heard this message preached. And so we'll dive into that at 8:30. But more on that in a minute, of course, at 8:30. But let me dive into this, though. She said, grab that cup. What do you have in your cup? Let me grab mine. Hold on. And we back. Look, yeah. So I've gotten my. I've been using the to-go cup, so that way I don't got to try to transfer it later. And these are just easier to hold while I'm on live. Even though I do prefer my Santa Claus mug, but I'm doing my coffee again today, y'all. I'm doing my coffee. Doing my coffee all black. So that's how I'm rolling. But for real, I ask this all the time. What do y'all be drinking in the morning? Like, are y'all coffee drinkers, tea drinkers, juice drinkers? I always say that, noni juice drinkers. You know, you got some weird concoction of beverages that you drink. Some people drink drink weird stuff in the morning, like apple cider vinegar. You know, it is healthy. Don't get me wrong. I used to do it too. The apple cider vinegar. I used to put some in I used to take a capful and put it in like tea. Actually, I would put it in my tea, and so I would get it that way. But or maybe sometimes in juice. That's a disgusting way to drink it. I don't understand how people cut it with water, and I even more so don't understand. I know somebody who takes their apple cider vinegar. They take a capful of it raw, and my understanding is you ain't really supposed to do that because it'll tear up your track. But she's been doing it for several years, and she sings soprano, so I've not seen her voice torn up. Let's just put it that way. How old is she? She's got to be 60. Yeah, at this point. I think she's 60, somewhere in that age range. And she's been doing it all her life. And her vocal tracks have not been torn up. So she got vocal cords of steel, apparently. But that apple cider vinegar, maybe I need to get back into that, especially this season. It's usually about the time when I start doing it. It's like in the wintertime. The health benefits and things are there. But I mean, what are y'all rocking with? Let me see. I see some comments popping up down here. I see some comments popping up down here. A couple of them. Let me just see. Warm water. What? Warm water, not like room temperature. And by the way, shout out to John Johnson. He says his signature, yo, yo, yo. There it is right there. But he also says he drinks warm water in the morning. That's wild. What? Like, so not even room temperature, like warm, actual warm water. That's okay. I think, to each his own. Although water, when it's room temperature, is actually the best way to drink it. Warm, I would imagine, is about there. Is about there as well. Cold water is not the best way to drink water, believe it or not. But on a hot day, who you gonna tell me not to drink cold, refreshing, cool beverage? You know what I mean? Mama Sherry says she drinks coffee in the morning. Yeah, shout out to Mama. Matter of fact, let's go see her comment, which is actually the next comment, where she's saying good morning, family. When I see that symbol, I know it's her. And so I know I'm on Facebook because her and Abronia are there. So I know we must be good on the Facebook side so far. So far, we're good. So that was like she drinks her coffee. Y'all know coffee is actually healthy for you, so they say. But that's minus all the sugar and creamers and flavors and other things that we put all in our coffee. They say it's supposed to be healthy for you. That's what they say. So I'm gonna continue to drink my coffee every morning. If nothing else, it gives me a little jolt. Because like I said, getting up early in the morning is not a task for the weak. It's not an easy task. But it's fun to do it. It's fun. Of course, it's a great way to start the day. But me and coffee, we get it done. There's me and coffee. We got to get it done together. Right? Let's see here. Mama says she has a reading material for her pyro class because she's going back to school. Y'all know she's going to be doing that, doing pyrotechnics and stuff like that. Like y'all know, I might have to do a GoFundMe for y'all to, we'll do a special episode where we just blow a bunch of stuff up. Since we got Mama, I just go down there and we'll just pay for a bunch and just blow a bunch of stuff up. Like, I don't know. I'm just, whatever you can do with pyrotechnics, I don't know. I just imagine you can blow things up. And that's all I care about, actually. Let's see here. Speaking of mamas at the show, y'all welcome Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen. That's Rhonda's mama. Rhonda's mama right there. And she's saying good morning to the Lock Stars family. Of course, we love her. And just the salt of the earth. Y'all go and show her some love. That's Rhonda's mama. Yep. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen, and we got my wife's mama, y'all. My mama in love. There she is, Miss Sherry Panky. Good morning, Lock Stars. What a way to start your morning. Looking forward to this wellness check. It's Persistence Thursday. Persistence Thursday. Let me go ahead and shake my gong. There it is. Persistence Thursday. Yes, be persistent in whatever you got going on. Don't give up on your goals. Even though today is Thursday, it ain't the end of the week. It ain't the end of the month. It ain't the end of the year. It ain't the end of the decade. It ain't the end of the century. It's you got time to do stuff. Now, on the same hand, you ain't got time to be wasting. But on the same other hand, you don't have time. You do have time to see things through. And that should be encouraging to somebody. That should be encouraging. I already said what's up to this person. Y'all say, y'all go ahead and say again. Hello to my mother-in-law. Make her feel welcome. Make her feel loved. I already said hello to this person, though. But I'm going to put him back on the screen. To Mr. Smith Baptiste. And y'all give him some love. Y'all give him a bunch of love. Like I said, he and his wife, Bianca, I call her Bianca. But Bianca, they welcome in their bundle of joy that they just welcomed in the other day. So he's a daddy 3 times over now. So we'll pray for your household. My God. Let's see here. And look who we have back, y'all. Miss Brenda Rose. Miss Brenda Rose says, guess who is back? What's up, Miss Brenda Rose? She's saying good morning, Lock Stars. To my wife, she's saying Sticks Lock, and to all the guests, all the listeners. She says she's thankful for all of y'all on this thoughtful, trusting Thanksgiving. Where's my tambourine? I need a tambo for this. This thoughtful, trusting Thanksgiving Thursday. All of the names ring my phone. Clap the hands, do all of the stuff. Because Miss Brenda Rose just gave y'all a bunch of affirmations to take with you. Stay thoughtful, stay trusting. Keep giving Thanksgiving. It's all worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And we're grateful to have her with us this morning as well. So yes. Look at this. Mama said that she's loving the sound effects. I know, right? My sound effects. I got to load a few more in here. I got to get a few more in here. But let me just set the show off a little bit differently. I'm glad they added that as a feature. I wish they would have had this months and months ago before we started looking into other platforms, but we still got to do other platforms. Like I said, we're going to do turn this stuff into podcast episodes and all that. So now I got to be able to separate and split out the audio and do all kinds of. So this platform that we use, StreamYard, doesn't do that, unfortunately. But also StreamYard be having its share of issues. Y'all hear me at least once a week get on here and complain about StreamYarding. Like I don't know if I told y'all I had to. I didn't do it, but I found out why I was paying so much for StreamYard. Found out why I was paying so much. They had me locked into a plan. I had to do all kind of digging and researching to figure out how to get out of that. Like, y'all, that weekly situation, I should not have been doing that from jump. So y'all, listen, that StreamYard is time for us to. Now it's time to say goodbye. Like, because anyways, yeah. So we're talking about the not the ice vinegar, the apple cider vinegar. And said she got leather lungs. I said somebody was taking it straight. Yeah. Is this apple cider vinegar in your cornflakes? I'll make sure that I ain't reading that wrong, because that would be gross. Oh my God. Y'all, oh my lord. But y'all know them country remedies though. Now y'all know them country remedies was something else. Them remedies that our grandparents and our parents had. My grandmother used to give me what is that stuff? It was 2 different ones. We had cod liver oil. I need a sound effect. Do I have a I don't have a sound effect. Hold on, wait. I need a but I do got this one. Yeah. I got this sound effect. Yeah. Cod liver oil. I don't know if y'all have ever had cod liver oil. The other one was castor oil. And I I was under the impression like that castor oil was something for machines and all that, but apparently they got some version of it that you can take as a medicine. Whatever the case is, that when I say that might be the nastiest thing. I don't like peas. Y'all know how I feel about peas. Peas absolutely suck. They're the worst food God ever created. I don't know why they exist. Green peas. I don't understand why they exist. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be a part of life. But yeah. But cod liver oil, oh my God. Like just think about what it is. Just think about all of the words. There's three things that you don't want. I guess we'll eat cod, like, because, different, like foods, cod, of course we eat cod. But when you think about the oil of a fish, like fish oil. So, and not just any fish oil, the oil from the liver, like of all body parts, it had to be the liver. So cod liver oil, which I only assume that's just what cod liver oil comes from, the liver of a codfish. I don't care where it comes. It can come from a gold mine. They can come from a gold mine with $1 million under it. I will not say it's the greatest thing. It's the worst. It's horrible. Cod liver oil. Look at this. Yeah, Mama said they gave us castor oil, cod liver oil. Now here it is. Yeah, mixed with orange juice. My grandma didn't mix it with orange juice. She would let us take an orange or have a Snicker bar or something as a chaser. So that's the first time I had a chaser. I was a little kid. I wasn't chasing liquor. I was chasing medicine, and natural remedies. There was that. Yeah. Let's see the other one. Yeah, here's the other one right here. Father John's. Yeah, Father John's. They still sell Father John's. I just saw some at Walmart maybe about a couple weeks ago when I was going to get some. It was about a couple weeks ago, but they had Father John's out. I was going to get some other stuff. I was going to get some Dayquil, but they had Father John's, and I was like, I should buy this just to retaste it again. I used to like the flavor of Father John's, like that. A lot of people didn't like it. It was like kind of a licoricey kind of flavor with some his own kind of thing going on. Which I don't like licorice, but I didn't mind Father John's. I would rather take Father John's than cod liver oil any day. I'd rather take that than castor oil any day. Didn't really need a chaser with Father John's. You just took it, you went about your merry way. Let's see here. Here's another one: turpentine, whiskey, and honey and lemon. Yeah, I had you sweating, that's for sure. But yeah, got up in the morning. Them hot toddies was something else, boy. Look, my mama said she loved Father John's. See, a lot of people like Father John's. Yeah, Father John's was all right. I was okay with it. My grandmother used to have us doing, I don't know if y'all ever heard this remedy, garlic water. Have y'all like garlic water? So she would literally take like a few cloves of garlic, take the garlic, not chopped up or anything. It would just be the whole clove of garlic. Not the whole clove, but like the clove, the pieces that come off the clove. I don't know if I think the clove is the whole thing, right? But like, the piece, the bulb or whatever you call it. She'll take a few of those off, put it in a jar, like a mason jar of water, just some tap water, because y'all know we can do bottled water like that back then. Now, that's a new invention. And my grandmother, before she passed away, she went on a whole thing about bottled water where she was like, if something happened and we need water, she started like refilling all the bottled waters, everything, and the whole basement was just full of bottled waters. And we was just like, Grandma, why in the world? She was like, because that's all they doing. They just taking tap water and cleaning it. Like, we was like, no, they're not. It's coming from a fresh natural spring. Then of course we found out, yeah, that was tap water. My grandma was right. She might have been prophetic. There it is. But she would take a mason jar, fill it up with some tap water, some water, put that garlic in it, keep it in the refrigerator, and then she would take a tablespoon. And every night it was 2 tablespoons of garlic water. You smelled like a pizza, but you were guaranteed to be protected if there was ever a vampire apocalypse. If ever there was a vampire apocalypse, you would be all right, So shout out to my grandma for giving us some of those natural remedies. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I I actually started doing garlic water again. Now I stopped it, but off and on, every now and again, I'll do it. Like I'll just remember that remedy and I get that water. And no lie, it was actually kind of sweet. The garlic like sweetened up the water a little bit. Believe it or not, it sweetens up the water some. But I promise you, like I said, you're gonna smell like a pizza. But you do that enough, you're gonna smell like a pizza. But vampires will leave you alone. So if there's ever a vampire apocalypse, you'll be all right. Yo, look at my auntie is here. Wait a minute, I'm talking about my grandmother, and look who's here. Auntie, what's up? It's Sonia. What's up? Yo, I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. I ain't seen you in too long. Why I ain't seen you in so long? Anyways, there it is right there. That's my she keep the party going. We every year my family gets together on New Year's. We have not done it in so long, but yes. So yes. Anyways, that is the morning shout outs, the morning affirmations. Thank y'all for all that. I went on a tangent down memory lane there, talking about my grandma with all these different things. Look, Mama said when she cleaned out her mother's apartment, found 2 bottles of Father John's. My God. Like, were they newer bottles? Because, they got they still look a little old school, but they, they are, they still that same old great recipe, right? I don't know. That stuff, Father John's just look like it don't, it just look like it don't expire. Like, it's probably one of the medicines that you can have a bottle from 1962 and it still be all right. Go get that Father John's out the medicine cabinet. So anyways, yes, and she said it was the old bottles. Lord have mercy. And then let's see, Auntie Sonia, she's out in North Carolina. That's true. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I need to come visit. I need to make just the East Coast run. Me and the wife were thinking about me and Sticks were talking about taking a drive. We were talking about doing that out east, but we didn't do that. We didn't do it. And so anyways, yeah, but we need to do one while the leaves are doing all that thing. And I got another friend in North Carolina I want to come visit, especially before I go. I'm supposed to be going overseas in a couple months. So I might take that trip. I don't know. We'll see what happens. One more before we take this next music break and come back. Miss Jamaica Lachey, let's go ahead and ring the gong for her because she named the day. Great morning. Today is Through It All Thursday. You're still here. You're still loved. You're still moving, and you still have a chance. Through it all. Remember, she loves you, and she's saying happy anniversary to her boo thing, and we're wishing both of them a happy anniversary. Miss Jamaica Lachey and Mr. DJ Red, or we call him Reverend Red now. Yes, it's their anniversary, so y'all go ahead and give them all the love in the world for their anniversary. 4 years of marriage. I was there at the wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. I really did enjoy that at a beautiful location. Just what a great way to start a marriage at a beautiful location like they did. So happy anniversary to y'all. Happy anniversary. All right, y'all, let's do this. Let's take a music break right here. And then when we come back, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. My girl, Miss Rita. And if you want to see me and Rita and Jamaica and all of us, we're going to be there Saturday. So y'all come check us out. Jamaica Lachey. Yeah, y'all wish them a happy anniversary. Y'all wish all them a happy anniversary. My Rita Rat, that's my girl, y'all. We tease her a lot. We be like, free Rita. Y'all know, but she really is the sweetest person in the world. I say it all the time, and I only say it because I really mean it. Anybody who knows her would agree that when you know Rita, she is the sweetest person. That's my sis for real, y'all. So let's take a music break right here. We're gonna come back, and of course we got more topics on the line. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little bit about this widow's mite. We'll talk some about that. The widow's mite. What is a mite? What the heck is a mite? And why did the widow have it? And what does that mean? You know what I mean? So we'll do that. And then we will come back again and we'll talk about all of this stuff that's going on, of course, with our crazy headlines. We got political assassinations. I guess it's political. Nobody knows for real. It's just man was shot and killed. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about remembering 9/11. So y'all stick with us. We'll be right back. Because I'm excited to talk about the next thing. The widow's mite. That's what we'll talk about when we get back. new perspective for me, baby. But right now, Nathan Davis Jr. Hey.
I woke up this morning, I got up and prayed. I'm thanking the Lord for another good day. I kept it simple, no need to explain. Yeah. The devil thought he had me, I got away. Yeah. Don't it feel good when you've been in his presence? Yeah. Walking with him ain't no second guessing. Yeah. Some call it luck, but I call it a blessing. Yeah. He give me peace, ain't no need to be stressing. He never gave up on me. His promises he'll always keep. He paid the price just for me, yeah. Gave him my all, now I'm free. Woke up this morning, I got up and prayed. Thanking the Lord for another good day. I kept it simple, no need to explain. Yeah. The devil thought he had me, I got away. Yeah. Don't it feel good when you've been in his presence? Yeah. Walking with him ain't no second guess. Yeah. Somebody love, but I call it a blessing. Yeah. He give me peace, ain't no need to be stressing. He never gave up on me. His promises he'll always keep. He paid the price just for me. Gave him my all, now I'm free. Woke up this morning, I got up and prayed. I'm thanking your love for another good day. I kept it simple, no need to explain. Never thought he had me, I got
Can I be honest with you? Sometimes my heart gets to racing and I get impatient. Can I be honest with you? I get so lost in the matrix and I wanna trade places. Cause I thought when I fell you would walk away. It made me feel some type of way, made me feel some type of way. I know every time I drift away, you catch me with grace. And I'm better with you, with you. Cause mountains only move by faith, but I'm better with you, with you. Giving me peace I can't explain. I know true love never fades. No one can replace it. It came down and made a way. Now I'm better with you, with you, with you. I'm honestly better with you. When I think about the times I tried to walk away and went astray, still you love me. How could I go be so blind and hide, trying to conceal the truth revealed in you? Cause I thought when I fell you would walk away. It made me feel some type of way, made me feel some type of way. I know every time I drift away, you catch me with grace. With you, cause mountains only move by faith. Lord, I'm better with you, I'm better with you, I'm better with you. Giving me peace I can't explain. I know true love never fades. No one can replace it. You came down and made a way. Now I'm better with you, with you, with you. I'm honestly better with the mountains. There's a river that don't run dry. Deeper than oceans, there's a water that brings us back to life. There is no greater revelation than the lamb that came down and sacrificed. Nobody, I know who I gotta do. I'm better with you. I'm better with you. Cause mountains only move by faith. Lord, I'm better
thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Yeah, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I'm better with you. I'm better with you. Anyways, yeah, that's my take on that song. That's how I would remix that song. If you left it up to me to remix it, that's what I would do. Yeah. Thank y'all for being here. Of course, you are here with ZekeLive in the morning. And we are a great way to start your day. And I really do appreciate all of y'all for being here this morning. Y'all loving the sound effects, huh? Aren't these cool? Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. We got a clap. Look at that. I like that. We got the gong. Yeah, I like that. We got the laughter with a clap behind it. You know, every time I tell my jokes, if y'all ain't gonna laugh, I can laugh at myself. I got my own. I brought my own amen corner. And then, of course, we got drum rolls. Little bongo drum roll. I like that. And then for when somebody says something weird, we just... Anyways, so we got our sound effects now, and we gotta load up some more. I gotta get some more. I need one that says like when y'all was talking about all the different stuff. So anyway, all the different medicines and sweet peas and all that. I need a sound effect. So so more sound effects coming to the stage as time goes on. All right, y'all, let's dive into this topic right here as y'all see it right there. So y'all, have you ever, let me ask you this question. Have you ever, and I don't know what y'all's, you know, your practices are when it comes to scripture, when it comes to studying scripture and all that. But I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask this question. You can answer. You don't have to, but I'm just asking you it. Do you, when you study your Bible, are you studying to try to understand what was preached? And I'm trying to find the right way to say it so it makes sense what I'm trying to ask. Are you doing it to study what was preached or what you've heard? So trying to prove what you heard or trying to prove what you already believe. There's another angle to that. So that's a more wider context, trying to prove what you already believe. Are you studying in order to try to disprove something? Some people go to scripture because they just want to disprove something they heard. So so it's all about arguments, apologetics, all those kinds of things. Or do you sometimes just open it up and you're like, you know what? I just want to just see something like, what is this? You know, what is really going on here? Forget everything I've ever heard. Forget everything I've ever listened to. Forget everything that I know about it. I just want to open it up. I just want to read this thing. And something jarred out to me. So it started with me hearing somebody speaking something. God, I can't think of this pastor's name. He's a Korean guy. And he started with something, and it made me go back and look at this context. And so you see in the book of Luke and in the book of Mark, a little bit of a Bible study. Welcome to ZekeLive in the morning, Bible study time. There it is. And real quick, let me say hello to my mama real quick, y'all. That's my mama. Before I go any further, let me say hi to my mommy. There she is right there. Y'all go wish my mama a happy Thursday. Then she's saying good morning to all the Lockstar family, but she said especially me. So if ain't nobody else gonna give you an especially, my own mama gonna give me an especially me. So there it is right there. Hey, mommy, good to see you today. And she's also wishing Marcus and Jamaica a happy anniversary. But every now and again, like I'll open up some scripture, something like that. I want to study. I just want to see something. That started with me listening to this one preacher. He was talking about the story of the widow's mite. And so, it kind of just started with that. It sparked it. I kind of heard it in passing. And then, you know how you do this thing on Facebook. Side note, Facebook needs to fix this. Like, you know how certain things will come up and then you'll like scroll somewhere and you go to get it and then it's gone and you don't know how to find it again. So with that, it made me do something. It made me kind of go and just look up the story. And so in Mark, if you look at the story from Mark's perspective, and we'll just go from that perspective real quick. From Mark's perspective, if you look at that story, of course, we've heard the story of the widow's mite. If you're not familiar with the story, you can find it in look at Mark 12 and 13, the end of 12. Really, if you go from 12 and 38, and that's kind of where I'm going. So the story itself is in Mark 12, 41. But if you go back just a little further to Mark 12:38, you get a different context. But just to kind of maybe paraphrase it a little bit for you, if you look at the story of the widow's mite, you've probably heard it as she was given her last 2 coins. And this is what's essentially happened. You got a lady in there, an older lady, and all of these wealthy people, these rich people who were giving out of their abundance, as Jesus says. He says these people gave out of their abundance, but then he sees this old lady who gives 2 small coins. Now the Greek calls them lepton, a lepti, a lepti, or whatever. The plural of that is lepton. The word was translated to mite, and this is how we remember it in English as a mite. That comes from a Finnish denomination of coin, Finnish as in Finland. So it came in Middle English, and so when we got the translations in the Tyndale Bible, and which then became a translation into the King James Bible, so we're talking about 17th century England, so Middle English, then the word mite was what was used because that was a Finnish coin. And so when they wanted to get people to understand kind of what a lepton was, then when it was translated in English, they used the word mite, because, you know, if they translated it into American English, you'd probably use the word penny in that same kind of a sense. Does that make sense? So that's what it is when we say a widow's mite, and we know what a widow is, right? But when you think about this even more, a widow is somebody who does not have a husband anymore. This husband has passed away. To all the widows out there, we love you, we pray for you, we thinking about you. But to be a widow back in these times, back in these days, in this culture, in this context, to be a widow meant you probably didn't have any kind of income. You didn't have any kind of security. You didn't have any kind of safety net. And so for her to be given up from the 2 small coins, 2 pennies, if we can just call it that then, right? For her to be given up that, and Jesus saying this is all she has, essentially, right? So from that context, we look at that as a story of sacrifice and being willing to give your all, and being willing to just being willing to, like I said, give everything up, give everything you got. Make sure that's why. And we oftentimes see the story as Jesus giving a praise to the widow for giving up everything she has. And that's pretty much how the sermon ends, right? Like, you should be willing to do the same. You should be willing to give your all. And I'm not disagreeing with it, that you should be willing to give. I'm not disagreeing with that you should be willing to sacrifice. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're a part of. You should be willing to do that. You're going to do that. I don't care if it's church or if it's your job. I don't care if it's some music career that you're going. I don't care if you're writing a book right now. You're in a book club. You're going to make some, to some degree, you might make some sacrifices here and there, time to time. And so we oftentimes see this story and we stop it at Jesus giving a praise to the widow. But this is the thing that made me think about, and this is where I heard the preacher that was saying what he was saying. If I could find this guy, if I could find this clip, I'd be so happy. But he was saying that this, and again, I haven't worked this all the way out, so y'all seeing my true, purest, raw thoughts. But this is really kind of just weighed on me a little bit. And so this is what I'm working through. This is what y'all just seeing it live, what I'm working through. I might be totally wrong. I might get on here tomorrow and be like, you know what? That was trash what I said yesterday. I don't know. But for right now, this is where my head is. And this is what y'all getting. But the way he presented this preacher, he said that you don't see Jesus say, like he said so many other times, go and do likewise. When Jesus praised something, he would tell you, go and do he would tell them, now you go and do likewise. Like, in other words, go do the same thing. And after he talks about the widow, give it to, he doesn't say that now you go do the same thing. Go and give your everything, go and do your all. He never, ever says that. Never, ever says that behind it. However, if you put this into its context, if you look at this as a full-on story, and you got to remember the way that we look at scripture, the way we look at scripture with verses listed out and chapters listed out, that's a very new invention, actually. It's a pretty new invention in the world of things, and it just helps us to be able to pinpoint, mark things, study things, all of that, kind of see what things line up, don't line up, and that's what translators kind of use. And then it helps us, of course, as we study scripture and all that kind of stuff. But one of the dangers in the things being denominated out like that, one of the dangers in it is that sometimes you'll grab onto one verse and hold on to that, and you'll pull it completely out of its context. And if you don't understand the full context of what's going on, you might actually end up with something that looks a little bit opposite to what might be going on in the fuller context of the story. So if you start at Mark chapter 12 and start at verse 38, then what you actually see Jesus doing, I'm just going to read it right here. I'm reading it from the NRSV, the updated edition, updated in 2021. And from a scholarly standpoint, that's what people use. So if you're ever just looking for that, we can get into another conversation about Bible translations and things some other day. But let's just read it from Mark 12:38. He taught, he said, beware of the scribes who like to walk around in long robes and be greeted with respect in the marketplaces and to have the best seats in the synagogues and places of honor at banquets. They devour widows' houses, and for the sake of appearance, they say long prayers. They will receive the greater condemnation. Let me read that one more time. This is 38 through 40, chapter 12, verses 38 through 40. He taught, beware the scribes who like to walk around in long robes. Now, who are scribes? I don't got time to really go into a full conversation about this, but let's just call them religious elites. You got to remember our context of the way we approach church and reading our Bible every day and doing all that stuff. It was unheard of back then. 90% of the population was illiterate. So all of the religious context, and especially here at the temple, and this is an important part to remember. If you go a little earlier, you realize Jesus is teaching in the temple at this point. So he's at the temple. So scribes, we oftentimes try to lump them together when we say the Sadducees, the Pharisees, the scribes. We often lump them together, but these are very different groups of people. But nonetheless, between the Sadducees and the scribes, these are religious elites. These are people who supposed to know the stuff. They're supposed to do all that. And so they walk in, they like to walk around in their long robes. And when you think about the general fashion and dress of the day, being in your long robes, especially if they were religious garments, that's a status symbol, right? You're a religious elite, especially in a religious context. And so they like to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces. Now, this is according to Mark, this is what Jesus is saying, okay? So if you take this stuff and you want to read what Jesus' words are, then here you go. These are red letters. And to have the best seats in the synagogues, and they like to have places of honor at banquets. So in other words, they like you to know who they are, and they want you to put some respect on their name, right? So they want to look good. They want you to respect their name. But then he follows it up by saying they devour widows' houses for the sake of appearance. No, well, let's say they devours widows' houses. I'm sorry. They devour widows' houses. Now, remember what a widow is. A widow is somebody who probably ain't got nothing else coming in, right? No husband anymore, no way to make that money, no way to survive. And so it's going to be a struggle of a life. That's why certain Jewish laws were the way they were from Old Testament days. Again, no time to really get into that. But a widow is somebody who's destitute. And he says that these religious elites devour widows' houses. There's storehouses, everything they got to live on, they devour it. Now, this is the context going into the story of the widow's mite. And I'm going somewhere with this, right? And he says, for the sake of appearances, they say long prayers. And, they don't have sermons in the context of what we have it. But if we were put it in a common day, think of somebody who got to have their sermon done. They got to do they always got to be seen. They always got right for the sake of appearance because it makes you look good. And you got to all that. So Jesus says it's them who will receive the greater condemnation. Now, right behind that, we get to verse 41. And that's verse 40. So this means part of the same story, part of the same context. He sits down, this is verse 41, opposite the treasury and watch the crowd putting money into the treasury, and rich people put in large sums. So here's rich people, they're giving large sums. They're doing that. It says a poor widow came, put in 2 small copper coins in modern American English, which are worth a penny. Again, modern American English. If you read Middle English like King James or Tyndale Bible, you're going to read a mite, a lepton if you're reading it in Greek. So she put in 2 small copper coins. She puts those in. It's the smallest, lowest denomination. And so this is when he calls over his disciples and he says to them, truly, I tell you, this poor widow has put more in she has put in more than all those who are contributing to the treasury. For all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she gave out of her poverty. She put in everything she had out of her poverty and all that she had to live on. Now, remember, he just said these religious elites devour widows' houses. Now, here's a widow who's putting in all she had to live on. This is the definition of what it is to devour, as the way I see the story in context, the way it lines up. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you could disagree with me, but to devour up the widow's houses, right? She put in everything she had to live on. Now, here's where I said that preacher that caught my ear, that caught my attention when he said he don't see him say, go and do likewise. Instead, what you see is a whole different narrative that happens afterwards, because after all of this, after all of that happens, what's immediately following that? We get into the 13th chapter of Mark, and this is what he says. So as he came out of the temple, so this happens inside the temple. Now they're coming out the temple, and they look at one of the disciples. They look at they look at to Jesus. They say, "Look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings." Then Jesus asked him, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left here upon another. All will be thrown down." The famous prophecy of Jesus calling for the destruction of the temple. And as we know, we can get into whole timelines and when stuff was written and all that, but we know the second temple came down and I think it was 77 AD. The Romans tore that down and it never went back up, right? And Christians, of course, now the veil was rent and all this stuff. So anyways, so first part of the story, beware of the religious elites. Second part of the story, look at this lady giving everything she has. Third part of the story, everything that she's contributing to is about to come crashing down anyways. And if you look at it from that context, I don't necessarily know that he's praising the widow for giving all she has, as opposed to maybe, and again, this is just my raw thoughts. I could be wrong. Y'all can call me a heretic and throw me away. And I'll be fine with that, because I like to read the scripture, not to try to prove what I've heard, but I like to read the scripture just to see what's there and then try to figure something out from that, right? So when I'm looking at it and I'm looking at this story, if I'm putting it in that kind of an order, just from boom, 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 just the narrative, reading it like a narrative, I think I walk away with a different perspective. I think I walk away with a different perspective. What I think I'm walking away with is not necessarily a praise for her giving all she has, but it looks more like an observation to a system that is corrupted, a system that would destroy the most vulnerable people, so that those who have a position of power, authority, put some respect on my name type of people, the elites, so that they can continue to live and they can continue to have self-righteousness and importance or whatever, so that they can continue to have that. It looks like they have to do it on the backs of the poor. You have to convince those who don't have to give me everything you do have. And, and Jesus says, beware of those folks. And like in a day like today, where we've seen so many cults and other things like that rise up, these are the folks who got the most. And y'all hear me talk about cults and stuff a lot, because I told y'all it impacted my family personally a couple of times. And, you watch somebody give up everything they have. I'm talking, and at this point, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about people giving up everything they have, their dreams, their goals, all of their, just every ounce of time they have, every bit of, their pursuit of happiness. You decide for me who I'm supposed to marry. You decide for me that I'm supposed to have but like allowing somebody who sits in a position of authority to dictate the very coming and going of your own life. And I don't think that Jesus is necessarily saying, if I'm putting it in its context, now this is just me reading it. And I actually took it back to my chat GPT and I told it to break it down for me by taking out, I started it in the Bible app looking at that. But then I asked chat GPT, I was like, take out all the verses, take out all the chapters, just write it in a narrative for me. Just write it as a narrative. Let me just read it so I don't get caught up on this verse says that, this verse says that. Just give it to me in a narrative. Just let me read the story. And when I read it that way, what I don't see is necessarily praise for giving up everything. What I see is a warning for giving up everything. Beware of the scribes who like to walk around in their fancy long robes, and they got a whole lot to say when they praying, and they want you to put some respect on their name just because they out in the marketplace, and I'm Bishop so-and-so. I'm Apostle such and such. You put some respect on my name. You call me by this. The beware. I see a warning to beware them, because they're the ones who are going to devour widow. And I think that's a stand-in when you say the devouring widows' houses. A stand-in basically as an example of people who are the most vulnerable, the people who are dependent on for power. They prey on the most vulnerable. And like in that context, I think the writer of Mark, whoever compiled that together, I think that in that context, what they ultimately end up doing is pointing out that by pointing out the widow's might and giving up everything, I think that what the writer might be trying to convey, because again, if you look at by the time we get to the 13th chapter, Jesus is making the prediction. They're walking out and he's saying, not one of these, everyone is going to be thrown down. This is all coming down. So the very place where the scribe gets his authority and gets his power and gets his privilege, the very place that makes him elite, won't even be in existence 100 years from now. And here's somebody who has nothing, who is given everything they have to support something that's going to be torn down anyways. Now, I'm not making any suggestions for much of anything other than the same warning and the same heeding that I'm not knocking the giving. I'm not telling you what to do, but I am giving the same warning that Jesus gives. Beware of the ones who will do their best to make you good. There's a difference. They'll do their best to make you give it all up so that they can live a certain life, so that they can, mind you what I said, so they can live a certain, because they find their authority and their privilege and all of that in this. That's what makes them get to be elite. And so the same warning that Jesus gives, I say beware of that, because if you're going to be part of an organization, yes, should you give to your organization? Absolutely. How you think it survives? How do you think it? Yeah, of course, give. You should. It only makes sense. Why would you not? But if anybody got you out here thinking that like you supposed to always go without so that their thing can always go with, I'm going to give you the same words Jesus gave. Beware of these scribes who like to walk around in their long robes and they want respect put on their name in the marketplace, or they want all of that because this is who I am. Y'all know how some of these folks are, right? I'm a worship leader. I'm apostle such and such. I'm apostle such and such. They put respect on it. Beware. That's all I'm saying. Just beware. Let's see a couple of comments here. But that's just kind of where I am. That's just kind of where my head is right now. Y'all just seeing a bit of where my head is right now. That's kind of what I'm diving into in some of my Bible studies. Like I said, I'm not trying to prove or disprove anybody or anything. I'm just trying to read what's there. That's all. I just want to see what's there. And that's where I'm going with it. Let's see here. Let's just dive into a couple comments, and then we can take this music break and we're going to come back. But let's see here. Here's my problem. Pastors back in the day used that story as manipulation to provoke people to give their last dollar in money offerings. I would agree with that. Yeah, we definitely use that as that. But like I said, and this is the thing that caught me when I heard this preacher say, he said, you didn't hear Jesus say, go and do likewise. You didn't hear that. Actually, you heard Jesus give a warning. So if you put it all in context, it might be a warning against giving everything, but you still got to live. You still got to eat. You still got to, you know what I mean? Let's see one right here. People give their everything to something temporary, then get mad at the church when the org doesn't give them money to pay their bills. Yeah, I can see that. People definitely do. Yeah. Let's see here. You're onto something here. Build your hopes, invest in things eternal, and understand difference between what's temporary and what's eternal. And that's so true. Because as you can see, the temple was obviously temporary. It was temporary. The temple at Jerusalem, temporary. It came down, no longer there. And here's the widow giving everything she has to keep it going. So build only what you do for Christ will last. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. So anyways, that's where I'm at with it. That's like a new perspective that I just kind of gained on it. That's just kind of where I'm looking at it. And, you know, I don't know. I might piss a couple pastors off with that one because now folks going when you try to use that as a story, you might have a couple lock stars that be like, wait a minute, but what about so that's for you to sort out with your church organization and your pastor. But as far as I'm concerned, that's just what I'm seeing. And when I put it in this context, that's what I see. Let's take a quick music break right here. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble about that for a minute. But that was on my mind. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna get up and share it with the lock stars. I'm gonna share it with the lock stars, see what they think. Let's do this. We're gonna take a music break and we're gonna come back with my man's Mr. Eric Rideout. And we're going to talk about some of this other stuff that's going on in the world today. Y'all know Charlie Kirk has been unalived. So there's that. I'm not laughing at I'm laughing at something backstage y'all can't see. Yeah, so there's that. As y'all know, there's ICE raids in Chicago. And so people need to know their rights. And of course, today is 9/11. So we're gonna where were you on 9/11? So we'll do that at 9:30. But at 9 o'clock, we'll be right. Well, it's 9 o'clock now. We're gonna take a music break. Y'all check out this old song. I played it yesterday, but I like this. Roy Hamilton. There it is right there. I love this. You know why I love this? Because Elvis Presley stole black music. Y'all enjoy this. I'll play Miss Frida right after this. And then we'll be right back with Mr. Eric Rideout.
So got no control, you got me going, let's turn it on. Look out, here comes love. 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 You tip the top. Don't ever stop. Close up your eyes. Look out, here comes love. Black out stars. Send me to Mars. Kiss up a song. Look out, here come love. You can't tell what a fool like me will do. Yeah, I just can't keep myself away from you. Yeah, all this good love and hold me tight is blue. Well, so I take a D, come to me. I'm doing the blitz, two touch your lips. Don't mind the clock. Let's do the rock, smack me a kiss, right up the neck. You tip the top, don't
jamming with it? Y'all jamming with it? Y'all getting your jam on? Zeke and Marcus, this is for y'all. Happy anniversary. Hey. Dedicated to Zeke and Marcus. Happy anniversary to y'all. High on each other's love. Look at that. Another year of marriage. 4 years. Oh, to the, I guess some people would still call them newlyweds. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Zeke and Marcus once again. Happy anniversary to them. We can call that in dedication to them, huh? That love lifted them up higher. Your love is lifting me higher. Yeah. Hey, y'all, I love playing this song because it's just such a jam. It's just such a jam. Just just gets you moving. It gets you moving. And I don't know if y'all do that or not. I don't know if y'all get up in the morning time and if y'all move around and if you do some workouts, some exercises, take a walk. But I would highly recommend it. Look at that. DJ Red saying thank you to everyone for the love. They appreciate it. Look at that. Mama saying good anniversary. And my mama said to both of y'all. And just, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, man. All right, y'all, let's do this. I got somebody. He's here today. He's back today. Guess who we got with us? We got with us somebody who y'all love. He's a pretty fly guy. He's pretty awesome sauce. He's been traveling. And so, we definitely want to always keep him lifted in prayer when he's gone. But I miss him when he ain't here because we have great episodes and great conversations when he's here. I think I'll be holding down the fort all right. I think I do. But I do better when I got my dog here with me. So y'all do me a favor and y'all welcome to the stage the one and only Mr. Eric. Right out. Let's see who he is. God's son today. All right.
Yeah, that's who it is today, right?
Look at that. Y'all welcome Mr. Eric right out. Yeah.
Oh, you got the effects going, I see.
You got sound effects, dog. Look at that. Look. I got to load a few more up. It's a new thing that StreamYard just added the ability to put effects.
About time, right?
Right. We've been almost a year on this thing.
Almost a year.
Yeah, once you get over half a year, it's almost a year. Y'all know how black
pointless almost at a certain point when you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
we're waiting on it.
Yeah,
right.
we've been holding sound effects. So I got a gong. I got that now. I got some applause. I got a drum roll. And then when people say something weird,
we use
need that for Josh.
Yeah, that's Josh. If he ever come on the screen of keys, that would
all I think about is Josh when I hear that one.
Because he would use that.
Yeah.
And hello, everyone. Good to be back for today and tomorrow. We're going to start back traveling again next week. Then we're almost at the end of travel season for work. So thank God for that.
Oh, wow.
Now,
welcome back. Welcome back, dog.
Good to be back,
to see you here. Yeah, hand claps for you. See that?
and I know people are waiting to hear. Some people want to know the thoughts on what's going on around here, right?
Oh my God, brother, it is crazy, ain't it? Like crazy times. I mean, basically a political assassination.
And this is the thing, though. First thing I saw online about that, and before anybody start trying to attack, because I know something I'm going to say is going to upset people, and it's okay.
Oh, I've just accepted that. I thought I just did that whole last segment. I'm like, I put in the back chat, and I was like, it's probably gonna be some preachers that look at that and probably gonna be like, nigga, what are you talking about? That's not what the story is talking. And I'm like, all right, well, you convince me otherwise then, because I'm seeing something else when I read it. Like,
yeah.
But so I'm convinced that we probably just piss people off sometimes, and that just is.
And it's okay, And thank God, this is America, right? We can say what we want to say.
This is America. Yep.
To see what happened with that. So before I start, because we're gonna make it quick, I won't talk long. I'm not saying I agree with anybody being killed at all. Now you have 2 children, no father, or a wife without a husband, all over his stance. Okay, that's not cool. But what's bothering me is the Christian community, and they're saying, "Oh, he was a martyr." He wasn't a martyr. Stop with that. That's not a martyr.
Yeah.
Then the ones that he was a good man, he was killed for his faith in God. How do you know what the person's motive who killed him was? You can't say that either. This
Right.
is the thing that kills me. They say he was standing up for the Lord's will and he was quoting them. Okay, if we had that mentality, to me, he has some racist undertones, period. Some things he said I actually agree with, but some things was like, okay, to say, what was the thing I text you about those 3 black women, they weren't intelligent, speak clearly and speak well and stuff like that. And when somebody white was killed, it was this. When George Floyd was killed, oh, he was a scumbag. So, it's like, wow. So this is my thing then. If we're gonna have that mentality, let's go support and hug the Klan because they believe they're doing things right in the name of God as well. Hitler felt he was answering the will of God by the things he did as well. So if we're gonna have that mentality, have it for everybody. Have it for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of the matter because anybody can hide behind the cross and God when they say stuff. That to me is a false cover for some people. That makes it okay. That's how they, and like I said, some things he said, like here's another person, Candace Owens. I watched something she said the other day, which made a lot of sense. Some things with her I agree with her on, some I don't. Would we have the same fanfare if she was killed? Like that. And I saw online the other day too, when it happened, they said he was killed in Utah.
Yeah.
Now let that sink in, everybody. He was not in the hood. He was not in the urban area. He was in white bread America and killed 200 yards away by a professional shooter. This wasn't no Pookie on the corner with a 45. This is somebody that knew how to kill, right? So, what like? And the first thing they said online, I saw President Trump, the left. You don't know who did that. It might have been.
They don't know. They don't even have
might have been one of your guys.
Yeah. Then they have like a suspect, and then he
some old man they just drug across the thing, his pants fall down. He wasn't even the one.
Yeah.
And it's another thing. I used to say this about President Trump's attempted assassination. This guy who shot at you was able to get on the platform where the Secret Service worked and take his shot. None of your trained people saw him, but the average people in the audience say, "Hey, it's a man with a gun up there." Even though I think some of that was staged, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Because he's the only person in the world I've seen whose ear got shot and he wrapped it wrong, and then now it's no scar, no nothing. Get out of here.
But it's a sound effect that says conspiracy. I need a sound effect that says
we do need one. So the Charlie Kirk guy, unfortunate that he was killed, but it's just killing me that people are saying he was such a good man and believers. He was one of our brothers. Did he see you the same way? Black America, did he see the same way? If you go through like something he said about guns, it's okay if a few people die so that we can have that Second Amendment. It's like
it does become this thing of let your words be it's like the words that you use and the stances that you take, what happens when those things come back to bite? And again, this is all fresh and it hasn't even been 24 hours, and so obviously and we got to say the fact that I even got to say this, but it's true. I think y'all should understand my heart and know that me and Eric both, and we ain't trying to condone any of this, because like the better thing is for none. It's like Dr. Martin Luther King said, you don't repay violence with violence, because now you just multiplying the violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like for the people who want to perpetuate it, then when it comes back to their front door, then it's like, oh, we were martyred, and it's like, but this is what you wanted.
This is what you wanted.
This is
and they hide behind, like you said, he's God's man. Okay, like I said, the Klan said God gave them that directive. White nationalists, God gave them that. White supremacists say that. Something this man said was black women like Joy Reid, what's this, Ketanji
Brown Jackson,
Sheila Jackson Lee, and Michelle Obama used affirmative action because they do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken seriously. So they had to steal a white person's slot. So, I look at the black Christian folks that are just in the uproar. And again, I'm not saying he's wrong. Another lady said, when my son got killed, Charlie Kirk said that the Danville mass shooting was typical black behavior. So wow.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. I'm mourning his death. I don't mourn his death because I didn't know him. But I'm saying it's unfortunate that the man was killed. I don't believe in killing anybody.
Like more in the situation like that. We got these kinds of things happen. Yeah.
After I heard, I said, "Oh, that's unfortunate." I went to sleep last night, and it's not that I'm not compassionate. Oh, God bless his family's children, because you don't want anybody to be killed.
Yeah.
That's scripturally wrong. Now this woman's a widow; these kids will have their dad. But same guy though, who when George Floyd's mom said he killed, said, "Oh, he was a what do you call him? Scumbag."
Scumbag. Yeah.
People now see Christians will also say, "Well, he would reap what you sow. The word you say will come back to bite you in the butt." And so,
this just brings up for me some of the narrative that sometimes gets painted, and this is where I think that we got to be careful, especially as Christian folks and in the church world, my evangelical people got to be careful. I remember like certain things because it just brings up certain memories. I remember in 2005 when Katrina happened. I remember them saying that was God's will because there was sin and all that. I remember when Las Vegas happened. Of course, my parents lived out there, so that struck Vegas really big when the Mandalay Bay mass shooting happened at Mandalay Bay. I said Mandalay Bay at Mandalay Bay when that shooting happened. That struck. But again, you had Christians that was jumping straight to it. Oh my God, this was
including him.
This was, this is sin was there, and that's why God had to do a thing. I remember when the thing happened with the Travis Scott concert in Houston at the Astrodome, and the little boy got killed and all that. And I remember hearing a preacher talk about. I remember because he shouldn't have been in there where that was sin and this, that, and the other. But then when something happens to one of their own, it's a martyr and the devil is busy
martyr.
And all of
just
this.
like the same thing. He used to say Black Lives Matter stood for burning, looting, and murder. It's like, and I don't agree with everything from Black Lives because I do my research on some of their stuff too. But the whole point of the matter is, and it's I'm looking at black people attacking each other online over this good guy who I don't think would care less what happened with you. He was a 30-year-old guy. He's from here, from Illinois. He was from Illinois.
I don't think I did know that. Actually, maybe I did know that.
Yeah, and people felt like, it's just, we're the only, black people are some of the most forgiving people in the world, which is great. But we're also we have that we sick master mentality. It's like when something happened to one of our people, it's like, oh, that's wrong. It got to be an entertainer though. Political figure, you wouldn't hear nothing about it. They shot, they be, it got to be somebody like Al Sharpton to get killed to get any attention.
Yeah,
a regular community leader got shot. Oh, what this nigga do? Dang, he got shot. But then a white guy get killed. Oh, America, we got to come together. Man, we are the most slave still mentality people ever. Again, I'm not saying this right for him to get killed, but it's just our mentality. You know how to use the slave master. The slave master sick. Oh, master, we sick. Master, we hungry. That's what this feels like to me with some of these people's posts. They're like defending him and arguing with each other. One lady said, "I'm so glad DEI is gone. You people need to," and she chocolate brown with glasses on there. I'm like, you want to? You want us? What do you mean, you people? That got to me, man. And did you see the Supreme Court's ruling the other day? Supreme Court green lights racial profiling by ICE.
Yeah, which is specifically crazy here in Chicago right now because ICE is rating stuff. I was telling the story yesterday about a young boy who the young boy who two of his neighbors got like the whole family were pulled out of their houses. ICE doing a raid, and this is out in I think Markham or Harvey or something like that. One of those two. But and his fear, he's traumatized now because his fear is that he gonna get picked up. And he a black, but he ain't even Mexican. He's scared. He's like, I'm scared they're gonna. That's what he said, And it's a little jarring when you hear it because on one hand you want to be like, bro, that's racist, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, for a 19-year-old kid, like, who light skinned and in his mind is like, oh man, they might think that I'm, Mexican. They're gonna pick me up and deport me, and I won't have no rights. And because I've seen it happen to two of my neighbors. Like,
oh, but wait, but does he have a valid point? Could we be next? I mean, think about it. You're looking at they're tearing down every black monument. They're taking away the museums. They just took away the Jews Holocaust Museum. They said that's not American. That's closed, they said, for renovations or temporarily as it's investigated. Black museums, they're taking down the pictures of black people out the White House. They took the Martin Luther King bust out the White House. Like, what is this doing here? Get this nigga out of here. It's like, so is that kid wrong to feel like that? Because I watched in Washington when the ICE agents were released. In Washington, they walk around. They went, some black dudes, mind their business, sitting on the porch, went right up there. Hey, where's your ID? It's like, you're ICE. Well, you're sitting outside smoking, and then the guy was kicking it off with him. One of the officers trying to start when another officer stopped him and said, hold on, no. At least the officer had DC enough to stop the other one and say, no, it's good. Hey, be careful out here, blah, 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 blah. And made them leave. But why you pick with black folks? You here for, so
what you say
that kid may have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say tomorrow morning we'll get up? All black men 30 and up, you got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
The country, and then Donald Trump put last night, the country, he's going to make it safe again, and he's going, Then the dude said something that I don't know if people paid attention to. He said, in the next 3.5 years, if a war happened, there won't be any election. Wow, that would be terrible. What are you planning, sir? If you survive that long, you're showing signs of sickness and stuff. Let's be honest. But yeah, man.
Yeah, like and you just think about some of the stuff that is going on too. Like, think about this. The one that's really kind of bothering me more than anything else right now is the whole Venezuelan boat situation. So I don't know if you heard that story about the boat that was coming from Venezuela, apparently on its way to Trinidad. Is what they said. It was headed towards Trinidad, but they drone struck that mug right out the waters. Like,
for what?
Blew it up. No due process. It was in international waters. No due process. No question. No checking to make sure. Like, it took them a week to get their story together, and even then, folks had to start double backing. And apparently now everybody's lawyering up. Everybody from the Defense Department, all that. Everybody but the president, because the Supreme Court already said that he can't be prosecuted beyond. And I was looking at some lawyers actually talking about this. So they were talking about how now everybody's lawyering up because they're almost certain they're going to be brought up on war crimes. Like,
because he won't be in power forever.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Eventually, because he said himself, I'm not going to run again. I can't. He said that, but then he said, but if a war happens, then I would have to stay the president. But dude, you are stumbling when you walk, you lean forward, your face is swollen up, you're sickly. And then where's the vice president? You don't see this dude on ever. When was the last time you saw him on anything?
Well, what did he say? He said something about the whole Venezuelan thing that just rubbed me. It rubbed me all the way the wrong way. He said about the Venezuelan, he said killing people who are bringing drugs, and I'm paraphrasing wildly here, but this is the basic idea. Killing people who are bringing drugs in is the best usage for our military. Now, that's a wild, slippery slope statement.
That was and his party don't like him enough. So if something was to happen to the current president or after years, they wouldn't vote him in. They would find somebody else. He's not cared for. But I think it's gonna go like you said before. It flips every few years. It's going back to the Democratic Party. Next year it'd be when it's time Democratic Party be back. Then if the world's around that long.
Yeah, we go through conservative cycle and liberal cycle. It's just every government does it. Now, what happens in that cycle that sometimes might make it tip, where it tips too far and then ultimately collapses a nation. Well, that's also part of history as well, because the tipping point just gets wider and wider until at some point it tips one way or the other, but a nation collapses. And every political movement in history, every nation, for the most part in history, every empire, They all experience it. It is what it is. And so at some point in time, I'm like the song from the Gaithers, kings and kingdoms, they will all pass away. I mean, at some point,
you know what?
Not here forever.
Yeah, America's not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
I had a dream one night, and and I know we got to go to our break. I had a dream one night, and America was, it was going through. I remember it was in Chicago, and you had tanks going down the street with the China flag on it.
Oh, wow.
And American people were just walking, being normal, but the flag was even different. So I don't know. I just feel like, and again, people, we're not saying we're glad this man is dead.
Yeah.
So it's sad. You never do violence. I mean, he had his beliefs. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Period.
You got to protect it for everybody, even if you disagree.
But at the same time, when you say certain stuff, put that out there. I don't do the karma thing. I just think you reap what you sow. Sometimes you say so much stuff that's like, okay. And again, back to Utah. It wasn't one of us that shot him. The good old white folk that the blacks were stealing from, the good old salt of the earth people. One of them killed you, sir. Your own killed you.
Yeah.
You was hard on black on, and he was the king of black on black crime. But a white man shot you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
we
white on
definitely.
white crime,
Yeah, we definitely don't want to see this in these times. We don't want to. I mean, we know the times we're in. Nobody wants to see this kind of stuff happen, violence happen. But at the same friggin' time,
get you a
like
gun.
Eric said, what Jesus say? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Isn't that somewhere in there? Or did I just make that up? But whatever it is, it's definitely reality.
It's this situation, so it's in there.
Yeah, y'all. So I don't know. Whatever y'all's thoughts are on that, Lock Stars, y'all might have some thoughts around there, and
I see some people saying stuff about it too. Yeah.
You said what?
I see some people saying stuff about it too.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's put some of that on the screen real quick.
My sister-in-law said something too. I mean, she's right. I think that that kid may have had a point.
Yeah, look at that right there. Let's see here. All I can say, I was unmoved when I found out he was good. Yeah, a lot of folks don't. Yeah,
it's just like Hulk Hogan when he died, and people were like, oh, he was a racist. Sir.
Yeah,
to it. And then they mad at black folk for not crying. They was mad. Black folk ain't crying and upset.
Mm-hmm.
We the only people that embrace our oppressors and cry over them. You don't see the Jews crying over the Holocaust. People, they're not, but that's us.
Yeah. Shout out to Hood. What up, Hood?
Hood.
Yeah. And my mother-in-law said she asked the same question. Eric, will we be next?
Will we be next? 3 years from now, they trying to round us up before he go out of thing, but I think it won't be easy. We are not 1920 blacks. This is different. So
we are not our ancestors, y'all.
You're not gonna go calmly, and the whole city be tore down. And they may get them out, but they got to rebuild. It's gonna take them 10 years to rebuild with all this tore up, and that's good.
Yeah.
So again, people don't hate on us. We ain't saying we happy the man dead. I'm just saying.
We ain't saying we happy.
I didn't share the same tears as the conservatives, and I see pastors all the world. He was a man of God. Stretch your hands up. He died the way of the cross. He died a martyr. No, he did not. Yeah. He was a big mouth that talked trash, and one of y'all own killed him. There it is.
And that there's the tea right there. When we get back, we gonna talk 9/11. We just go down memory lane. Do you remember where you were on 9/11? Do you remember what you were doing today? Of course, it's 9/11. Do you remember? We'll be right back on ZekeLive in the morning.
When the world's shaking from all of the pressure, come rain or shine, I'm covered through whatever weather. You are my refuge from now till forever. You've been so good to me, yeah. You've been so good to me, yeah. You've been with you, I could do anything, 'cause you're my safety. There's a peace I can't deny, and I know I'll be alright, 'cause you're my safety.
Since I found your love, never letting go, never letting go. Take my hand and lead, and I'll follow you. Oh, you hold me down like an anchor below. You surround me with perfect peace, and that's why I say,
there's a piece I can't deny, and I know I'll be alright, 'cause you're my safety. And my life can testify that you've been here by my side. You're my safety, you're my safety. I follow, let you lead the way. Everywhere I go, every single day. Never wanna leave, I just wanna stay. In your loving arms, in your embrace. Never let me go, never let me go. When I'm on a high or even when I'm low, everything's aligned, I feel it in my soul. 'Cause I know you've been so good to me, yeah, you've been so good to me, yeah, you've been with you, I could do anything. 'Cause you're my safety. There's a piece I can't deny, and I know I'll be alright, 'cause you're my safety. You're my safety, you're my safety.
I will be running to you.
You're my safety, you're my safety.
So hide me, hide me, hide me in your loving arms.
You're my safety, you're my safety.
Hey, and we're back. We're back. Can I remind you of a couple of things? Just in case you haven't done so already? Do me a huge favor. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe on the YouTubes. Go ahead and subscribe on the YouTubes and turn on your notifications, all that good stuff. And you can follow us on Facebook. Looks like we stayed live the whole day on Facebook. So shout out to Facebook for finally understanding that the people need ZekeLive in the morning. The people need ZekeLive in the morning. So shout out to Facebook for that, for letting us stay live. And then I just want to remind y'all Saturday. I've been a day ahead all week. On Saturday, free concert out in the park at Lake Meadows Park out in Bronzeville, here in the Chicago city, great city of Chicago, the great state of Chicago. And yeah, I'll be performing ZekeLive's new experience. I need some singers. You want to see Jamaica? You want to see Rita? All these people that be in here, they'll be there with me as well. So shout out to them. So you can come on out to that. My set time is about 2:00. So if you ain't got nothing else going on, then come on out there and be with us during some music and doing some good singing, some good jazz and all that stuff. All right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's get back on the screen real quick. Let's see here. I'll play this track. There we go. We'll play this one. Y'all, welcome back to the screen. Of course, Mr. Eric Rideout is here with us, and we just had an interesting conversation about Mr. Kirk. God rest his soul, but also, the community is divided, and that's okay. How you feel about it is how you feel. But let's do this. Let's welcome to the screen with us as well, brother man. He's back here. Welcome, Pastor Rich Holmes. What up, Doc? What's crack-a-lacking?
Yo, what's happening, guys? How y'all doing? Y'all all right?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Man, I am doing okay, man. It's another day. So I'm hanging in.
Yeah, hanging in there. Just keep on hanging in.
Today is your wife's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Today is my wife's birthday, which is an amazing day to celebrate. I know there's a lot of dooms and dooms out there. Woo! I am to celebrate this day every day for the past 20 plus years, and it's amazing. So happy birthday, babe. Sade, I love you.
Whoa! Hey. Shout out. It went out on YouTube. They just said we went out on YouTube. I don't know.
You suspended.
What did y'all say?
Play that song you played earlier.
See, this is why I don't play certain songs. This is why. Okay, well, if you're following us on Facebook today, apparently Facebook is the stable one. Y'all, this live streaming thing is starting to get on my nerves with the who can we stream, what can we stream. I think what we'll start doing exclusively from here on out, I'm only playing independent artist music. I'm not playing no more major songs, no more major music. I can't even play my own song. So, yeah. So, from here on out, if it's not an independent song, then we're not playing it no more. So that's just, we're going to have to just take that.
It's definitely that black and white song.
Oh, it might be. Is that when it went out?
Probably right, because everything else you play every day with no issue.
Yeah.
Think about that song you played today.
Well, I don't know, because I play, I'm walking, and that...
I'm walking, is because of the label situation. And then last, I think every time it's been pulled off, is because once it was
something like that. Yeah.
Michael Jackson. And you play them songs you played today every day.
Every day. But here's the thing.
Like white, old voice on the Elvis try to be like in the
Oh no, she said it went out like 5 minutes ago, so something else. I don't know.
Or maybe just be.
I don't know. It could have been the conversation we was talking about. Honestly, it's probably the conversation we was just having. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. I still meant what I said. I said what I said.
Yeah, it's probably the conversation we just had. That's probably literally what it was. Yeah.
So they don't want us to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and I'm pretty
Isn't that
sure.
weird?
It ain't. Freedom of speech, everybody. Welcome to America. Your speech is free.
Welcome to America.
It says if you don't have an iPhone, you can't join.
No, that's Rhonda talking about everybody need to get on Facebook, on FaceTime.
Oh, got
you. If you don't have an iPhone, you can't get on no more with it. So, yeah. Well, hello to everybody on Facebook. Apparently, YouTube doesn't like the conversation we just had. And you know what? That's fine. That's all right. You know what's interesting, though? The very people that we talking about built their entire platform
on the same stuff,
on the very topics that we talking about.
Wow.
But when you talk about killing a nigga,
you can't do that.
Okay. I feel like
they can say that.
Ain't that what he said when he was at Chappelle's show? And he said that they told him, "Oh, you can't say that. You can't say this word because you're not gay." Yeah, he's like, "Oh, well, I say the word nigga all the time, and y'all have no consequences." And,
like, no, that's cool.
That's because I'm also not a
yeah. Wow.
Ain't that funny, Rich? They pulled us off about that man.
Yeah. That's the first time YouTube has ever done that since we've been on the air. You're absolutely right, Abronia. That's the first time that Facebook all the time. Facebook we don't know why Facebook shuts us down. They just be.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's some of the words that was said.
Yeah, it could be a number of things.
We didn't say unalive.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just the climate of where it's at right now.
It's the climate where it's at. You know what? Again, those same friggin' people built their platforms. Every time something happens in the hood, every time something happens in the community, they got no problem with saying it, calling us all kind of thugs and all kinds of this, that, and the other, and all
looters.
Yeah, and then
they're protesters. We're looters, so we do the same thing.
Yeah, I can't. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna jump off.
The topic was 9/11. You said.
Yeah. See, I told you got to say unalived. I told you. Shout out to Relentless. I told you got to say unalived. You can't say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you, Eric.
Well, he was unalived, and I feel bad for his family.
Yeah, still feel bad for his family either way.
Yeah, his family, his children. That's unfortunate. I don't believe anybody should be unalive.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for y'all. 9/11, of course, is today. Of course, 9/11 is today, and of course, we got Jamaica and Marcus's anniversary. We got Mother Holmes's birthday. We got all of that. So it's some good stuff that goes on today, obviously. But of course, in American history, we remember 9/11, the day. We remember, the day the Twin Towers came down. And so I got a question for y'all. For Lock Stars, for everybody else, whoever's still with us here in the Facebook world, if you're with us on YouTube, if you were with us on YouTube, then you don't hear none of this. But where were you on 9/11? Do you remember? Like for me, I remember I was getting dressed. And I remember my little brother coming in the room. My parents used to have a den, and like with the TV and stuff in there, big screen TV. And I remember my brother coming in while I was brushing my teeth or doing something in the bathroom, and he was like, "An airplane just hit the Twin Towers," and I was like, "No, it didn't." He was like, "No, come look." And I went in there to my parents' room, and I kid you not, I've been standing there, they're doing the news reports and all of that. And like maybe a minute and a half later, as I'm sitting there like in disbelief, you just see another plane come through and bow. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, like, oh, this happened again." Oh, you guys, this cannot be an accident. This is got to be and it started going down that route, and then this must be terrorist activity and all that kind of stuff. And then I kind of vaguely remember when they told President Bush, and he was like reading a story to kids, and he looked so confused, like almost like, "What do you want me to do about it?" Like he didn't know what to do. But I mean, I remember that. I remember going to school, and I remember everybody being concerned for the people that work downtown Chicago and them clearing all that out. So yeah, I remember all of that. I remember all that time. So I don't know. What about y'all? Do y'all remember where y'all was? What y'all was doing? What y'all had going on?
Yeah, I remember I was in prayer in my prayer closet, and I heard the word flight. And when I heard the word flight, let me stop playing. Listen, I was in high school, and I was going to get breakfast, and my breakfast at the time consisted of 2 chocolate chip cookies warmed up with 50-cent milk. So 2 chocolate chips for $1. 50-cent milk, $1.50. Man, it was great breakfast. And I remember they had we were going into study hall, and we had the TVs came on, and they saw the planes popping, and we was like, "What is this?" Of course, everybody thought it was like a movie scene, and then we realized it was real life, and people started flipping out, started calling people, and then the school was trying to make a decision: do we have school? Do we not have school? That's what I remember from it. And then I was like, "Oh, we don't have to go to school no more. Okay, great, let's go." But I didn't realize how big this really was. It took me a minute to understand.
Pause. That's crazy.
Pause. Didn't realize how.
Yeah, super pause on that one. So
it's high school, guys. Come on now. Pause didn't exist back then, guys.
Well, Zeke beat me to it. I was definitely about to say, "Oh, wait a minute, we got to bring that in." Pause. So for me, I remember it because I remember I was at home because the thing was, at the time, Fred, we had a show out there down in that area on 9/11, and 2 days before they 2 days before they canceled our show, which was downtown in a building next to the towers, and they canceled it. And so Fred said, "Wait, we ain't going to New York." And then next day, quiet. Next day, I got up watching TV and saw it. I'm like, man, I was going to be down there, like next door to that spot. There was a place down there we were performing at during the day, like a staging. If we would have went, we would have been in that stuff. So that's what I remember about it the most was I was supposed to be down there.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yes. Wow. Apparently we're back up on YouTube, so I don't know. Yeah.
Unalive, YouTube. Unalive. That's the word.
My God.
Boy. Is there really freedom of speech?
Did y'all talked about y'all thoughts already? Like when y'all first saw it, what happened?
What, 9/11 or Mr. Kirk?
With Kirk.
Yeah. I mean, you go ahead and give your views.
Yeah, go ahead. Again. We might get cut.
Oh no, I was just shocked. Like I think a lot of people were, but
yeah,
to see people's reaction to it, I was just like, man, that was something. Some people so far left, some people so far right, and some people right in the middle. I think I fall right in that middle, and I'm just like, at the end of the day, he still was a human. I don't think nobody deserved that, and so that was tough to see.
Yeah, that's where I am with it. I'm the same way. That's what we were kind of talking about. Where Eric was, we were just bringing it up about. Eric brought up the example of like, when he mentioned about who was it? Eric Ketanji Brown Jackson and Michelle Obama and somebody Joy Reid and like basically talking about black women how they were DEI basically brain power to do stuff, so they had to rely on basically
George Floyd gets killed. He's a scumbag.
Oh, George Floyd was unalived.
Unalived.
Yeah.
Unalive. He was unalive. So like I told Zeke, man, I felt bad because you don't want anybody unalive, and now they're, children don't have their dad, the wife don't have the husband. But on the same token, I went to sleep last night, and that's not an uncompassion. I felt bad for the family, but
Yeah,
that's just how I felt about it. It was just okay.
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, I can understand why a figure like that has such the differences in how, because it's a very polarizing figure at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that in a bad light. I'm just saying that in the light of when you take certain stances, you become polarizing because people gonna have opposite views. So they're gonna have a polar opposite view. So you can be a polarizing figure. But because of his political involvement, of course, and really in helping get Donald Trump elected at the end of the day, and that he was very instrumental in getting JD Vance to be Donald Trump's running mate. When Trump wanted to go a different direction, it was Charlie Kirk who was basically saying, like, if you want to see this movement continue into the next generation, you need somebody young. And that's kind of how we ended up with JD Vance. So his polarization as a figure,
31 years old.
Politics. Yeah, 31 years old, a powerhouse of political force. Like whether you with it or not, at the end of the day, a powerhouse political force.
Yep.
But because his stance was always like, this is all scripture. So he was that God and country, quintessential God and country.
Yeah.
So now you got people though who look at what he's saying. Because I mean, I go through it for years. I've seen biblical scholars constantly like take what he would be saying at these different prove me wrong kind of things in schools and be like, this is like not what this means about. Like this is not.
This is your accuracy is.
So from scholarship level, he was always a polarizing figure, in that he just, from their standpoint, gets it wrong. Like
I really appreciate that he was willing to really give his life up for what he believed in. And it made me to really think, am I willing to do the same for what I believe? Because it's causing that to be in America that you're living in. That seemed to be where you may have to stand. Are you that strong to stand on your belief, to be willing to, give up for it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that was a real moment for me. You know,
what I mean? To give up for it.
But it's
fishing
just
for words is wild. Like,
yeah.
to give up for it. Like, but yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that was a powerful thing for me to see. Damn, that was something. That's what I took from it as well.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, there was a time where you thought that, like maybe in the 60s and stuff, especially if you were a political mover like Martin Luther King or something like that, where your life might have to be laid on the line. But at that token, though, you knew that your life was on the line. It's like the like every time Martin Luther King went out, like he knew there was a chance of this.
I mean, you don't think he knew that? You don't think he was told that about all the death threats that he's gotten over the years?
Who's that? Charlie Kirk?
Absolutely.
Maybe so. Sure.
I
don't think that. I think that they might have taken that as seriously as it would have been back in the day. I think they would have taken it seriously. Absolutely. I mean, security, all that kind of stuff is there. Yeah. All those kinds of things like that. But I'm gonna throw Eric's point out there. At the end of the day, we're not really known for the people that he pretty much stands against aren't really known for being the political assassinators. Can we say that word? Can we say assassinator? Can we say that? I said assassinator, so I think that works.
Yeah.
I don't know. We ain't got but 6 minutes left, so YouTube cuts us off at this point.
So what?
But I mean, like, it's usually right-wing organizations that are more associated with pulling off assassination attempts and other stuff like that. So I'm saying that to say I don't think that they would have not taken it seriously, but I just also don't think that the threat obviously it was more real, but the threat might not have been as pertinent as like a Martin Luther King threat, who is like, the moment you step out, you got the police against you,
Malcolm,
you got the government against you. You got the president against you. You
And
got
your own.
the FBI against you. You got all the people around you again. You got your own people who you fighting for. Like coming to Chicago, like it was Clay Evans and Arthur Brasher, the only people that allowed Martin Luther King to come on there. So you go and you try to fight for black, you got them against you. I mean, literally the whole world was against that person.
I got you.
Versus
wait,
Kirk was
let me
on
ask
like
you this.
college campuses, like arguing with people who were like liberals. They just wanted to have an argument back and forth.
Right.
Let me ask you,
I
do
can
you
understand that.
consider him a martyr?
No.
No, I don't. Yeah, they online.
Make
The
a martyr.
evangelical church, they're calling him that online. So the evangelical churches say he was a martyr of the faith, black and white. Oh, he was a martyr because of his stand. No, he wasn't. He just
Yeah.
he was just
Sit
had
on
a stand. He had a microphone. He's no different than D.L. Hughley or anybody else who got a public platform to speak.
I don't think he's martyr until it's proven the reason that he was alive and done.
And that on the live and happened at the weirdest time when he was talking about gun violence.
I know that was actually that was the irony of it. Actually, that
And
that
again,
was the one that
everybody,
hit me.
and
He asked the question like, barring Negro violence, like paraphrase, and then bow. That was that.
From 200 to 300 yards off.
Hmm.
And again, it was in Utah. He wasn't in the hood. It wasn't us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let that sink in. Those people that come to your thing, they weren't the person shot him wasn't like this. So you were pro white America and their benefit, and one of your own took you out. So is that white on white crime, or is that just
now
crime? Because
if
for
my
us it'd be black on
conspiracy
black.
theory. I was gonna say, if my conspiracy theory.
Oh, I got one.
I need if it was conspiracy theory, I would say the government did it.
There you go. I was gonna say that. But
If I had a conspiracy, just first notion, I would say somebody got to go in order to make the movements get stronger when somebody goes. Y'all do really. I mean, is this because then you can create the martyr narrative, and if somebody got to go, well, it's not going to be the head. It's not going to be the top.
We'll get him.
He's not going.
Not like you said, they'll get him
Also
eventually.
Zeke Lock and Zeke Lock alone.
You know what I'm saying? You can't wipe out
that's my opinion
the
too.
actual politics. You got to wipe out somebody who's got some movement under them. You got to
believe
take
that.
out MLK. You got to take out a Malcolm X. You got to take out somebody who don't necessarily got
Omega
authority.
Everest. You got to take out somebody that influences people. And
Yeah.
I agree with that. Now I've been thinking that. I was gonna say too, and because the head eventually they'll get to him. But for right now, this guy had that push. He's a martyr, which is all their people supporters go jump in there now. To them, he's a martyr. And jump in. Now they go put. Now watch the end at the next few days. I put money it's gonna be violence against other races now, and it's gonna be more and more talk about him. He's about to be their hero.
They're gonna try to blame it on Trinde Aragua or something like
that. Africa has
try to blame it on
It's gonna be
something like that. That's the conspiracy me talking. That's the conspiracy.
No, that's fact. That ain't conspiracy. That's fact. That's what happened. But people can act like they don't know if they want to. That's what happened.
I'm just saying.
Like my 9/11 things. But anyway, we'll get to that later.
And for everybody who thinks that we're being dishonorable by talking conspiracies around this man, at the end of the day, he built his platform doing the exact same thing. So that's all I'm saying. Like Alex Jones, Charlie Kirk, all them people like that built up all kind of conspiracies. Anytime anything happened, they built a whole platform. So I think that we're honoring them by doing the very thing.
And then he pushed conspiracy theories. He was one on talking about COVID. He talked about the election was rigged. He talked about DEI was rigged. He was a conspiracy pusher. Now that's why they call him their martyr now. He stood for what they wanted.
Yeah. Or the government got all the usage that they could out of him, and he was having too much pull. And when somebody starts getting more power than you,
next level. Or how about this? We need to push our movement to the next level. Get rid of them. And then that's what anger, because that's how people, other nationalities online today. You all took him from us. The left, and they ran and screaming. One white dude was he bawled, he crying and hollering. I'm like, bro, you ain't right. But it the trick, it rallied their cause.
Wow. This is America.
This is America. You know what's crazy about this? Like these conversations around guns and stuff like that is not conversations other people in other countries are worried about.
Wow.
Like it's just not conversations they worried about.
Real.
Like
Real.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and so like all this comes around and all that kind of stuff. So I'm waiting on the NRA to put out their statement that guns are okay still. Like,
Guns
after every mass
people.
shooting they come out
People
with
kill people. That's what they're gonna say.
people
Guns do
who
not
do.
kill people.
I'm waiting for that. But then
And that dude had a heck of a shot from 200 to 300 yards away.
As long as they allow us
That's
to
a trained eye, everybody. That's not Joe Smith who lived 35th and Gary getting his gun. He can't shoot no 300 yards away. That's somebody trained to kill. That's a trained shooter.
Yeah, Negroes get their clappers and they shoot everything but they target. Like they
shoot all around the wall.
Right. We holding guns like that.
And that
learn how to practice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because think about it, man. Again, 300 yards is not a regular person that can shoot. Ain't no regular common kill person. I was calling my name. I was saying, yeah. Let me stop.
Sounds like a military action.
There you go.
Well,
snipers are government got snipers.
I need a sound effect that says conspiracy. Like I'm gonna make one up.
Because if we got them, we can go back to the Kennedy assassination with the 2 bullets found in him. And they said it was one. We go back to Martin Luther King, who they said didn't die originally, but got smothered in the thing. It's all kind of conspiracy things, bro. I get on all day.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Tupac's still alive. You know what I mean? It's just we out here.
Yeah.
Or how about Sam Cooke was shot by that woman, but the people that did the autopsy on the body said he was mob beaten and his head was almost off his shoulders. And you know who did his autopsy? Zeke.
Who?
Leaks.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah.
He said his whole body beat up, but the gunshot killed him.
Yeah, that's right. They did his body. Yeah.
Just like Jordan's daddy. They said, oh, he was shot in his tire, but the tires he had on his car, that model Benz, they will automatically reinflate on their own. So there's a lot of stuff. But as far as Charlie Kirk, he's not a martyr. He was an outspoken person. He had his own views. He should not have been unalive. That's not right. But he was the what's the word? He was the offering. He was the sacrifice. Now watch what we saying.
Jesus, man.
Mark my words. Watch the next few days what be happening with that party about him. Watch what's about to rise up because of that.
Somebody gonna start rising up.
You watch how that party acts.
Come on,
MAGA, watch MAGA in the next few days.
Come on, Prophet.
Rich, that's what he Tupac's still alive, which he could be.
Yeah.
Tupac, I think Tupac is still alive. Yeah. I think Tupac is still alive.
Every year, a new video pop up. So Jordan.
Yeah, he's the only person still making videos outside in 2002. Like, dude, I thought you was dead. It's 2025, and he's sitting on beaches and in the car with people. He's older. Look, I'm like,
yeah, Tupac is hanging out with him and Elvis. I seen them the other day. They was
they was hanging out on
There's
the
still
beach.
people who believe Elvis is still alive. I'm like, nigga,
you do know there's people that say Hitler still lived his whole entire life because the body that they found for Hitler was not him. They got his family actually said that he lived his life. He was in hiding, but he lived.
I don't know.
That came from his flesh and blood that he was with them. They got pictures. This dude looked dead, old, behind man. They say he lived his whole life. He lived in hiding. But hey, who knows, right?
Who knows? We need a conspiracy day where we just say all the wildest.
If we do that, call Catherine Janine and get her on here with me. Yeah, we'll take up 5 hours of conspiracy theory.
Just wild conspiracies. Like, what conspiracies did the Lock Stars have? We have to do that one day. Let's do this. Let's round table up out of here. Let's see. I'm gonna start off with you, E. Welcome back. The people said welcome back to you.
Well, glad to be back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in with us today. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you all joining us again. We're not rejoicing in that man's death. It's sad. We prayers up for his family, his wife, and his children. But that's the climate we live in, right? This is America, so just protect yourselves, watch out for one another, support one another, and love one another. That's where we're at. Until tomorrow, you all have a day and blessings. And I'm handing over to that superstar, televangelist Rich Holmes.
Okay, televangelist.
Thank you, Prophet. Thank you, Prophet E. I appreciate you, Prophet E.
I'll take all.
Listen, I just wanted to say, wow, we live in America. I tell you, this is the world that we live in. All we can do is pray for peace, pray for hope, but also we can take action and do some things to keep ourselves available and positioned to handle when things come up and then situations like this happen as well. Our prayers out to that family, thoughts out to them. Like we always say, man, life is choice driven, man. As you see, choices have been made. You live and die by the choices that you choose to make. But I got a hint for you, choose life. God, thank you for this time of coming together. Pray for everyone, those that got heavy hearts and those that's already been lifted. Thank you for continuing to be the lifter of our head in whatever season that we're in and whatever climate that we're in. Thank you, Lord God, for the storm. Thank you for the great days. We thank you for the good days. We thank you for the bad days. We thank you for the lessons. We thank you for the success. We thank you for the failures. We thank you for the moments of learning and knowing and you revealing yourself to us. God, we thank you for everything that you've done. Continue to protect us. Continue to guide us, Lord God, until we meet again. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen and amen. What do you say? Life is choice. Oh, you already said it. I was gonna steal your line. I thought you forgot it. You said it. I was gonna steal your lines. He's stealing my lines. He keeps stealing my lines. Y'all, what a great episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with us. Y'all, I guess we back on YouTube, but just in time to get off. Rhonda got a whole bunch of names of the days for us. Y'all can go check those out on YouTube, which is unmuted. And let's see, up until tomorrow, y'all have yourselves a good day. Keep the Jordan family in prayer as they bury their mother. J.R. Jordan, we play his song all the time. That one by Miss Frida. He, of course, wrote that song. Then y'all remember the Rhonda on a Date episode that had Jonathan Jordan. They so they're brothers. Their mother passed away. St. Mark Baptist Church, the founder of that passed away. Bishop Willie L. Jordan, of course, he passed away years ago, but his wife, Mother Jordan, so she's gone on to be with the Lord. And so her services are tonight and tomorrow. So just keep the Jordan family lifted in prayer. Keep everybody who's going through everything they're going through in prayer. God bless them. God bless you. God bless everybody. And we will see y'all tomorrow morning. Everybody back tomorrow. Y'all back. Rich, you going out of town, ain't you? Or you gonna be here?
I'll be there.
Okay, I just threw you somewhere. I just sent you somewhere. Rich always out of town. I don't know. Y'all heard the man. He cruises 17 times a year. Yeah. Well, if y'all don't remember nothing else, y'all should at least remember you are better. You're free. And everything, and I do mean it when I say everything is going to be all right. So until tomorrow, we'll see y'all. And I think Rhonda's going to get the last comment of the day. Oh, my mother-in-law coming in with one. There it is right there. And all the mothers said a good show, but we got to get out of here. We love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.